Your home for everything Arizona Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290, KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Missed it again. Rebound down to Christian Brown. You got to hurry. 7 seconds. Front court over to Westbrook. Left side Gordon for the win. Yeah! 2.8 seconds left, coming back the other way. Williams from half court. Baked it no good at the horn. And the Denver Nuggets shock the Oklahoma City Thunder in game number 1. Final tonight, 121-119. Oh, baby!
When I shot it, did I know it was in? I knew it wasn't a miss.
That's good.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't a miss. Aaron Gordon, Arizona basketball class of 2014. Who had Aaron Gordon as a multiple game in the playoff buzzer beater? Second time that he has done that in this postseason. Did it on a rebound dunk. I'm not going to call it a lob because it was a shot by Nikola Jokic that he pulled out of the air for a dunk to win a game in the first series against the Los Angeles Clippers. And now spotting up and taking a three-point shot to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in game number 1. What is going on with the top seeds? Cavaliers lose. Celtics lose. Thunder lose. We'll see if the same fate awaits the Minnesota Timberwolves. They'll be the last higher seed to open play tonight. 6:30 Tucson time. Game 1 of their series against the Golden State Warriors. Great, though, to see for the young man, Aaron Gordon, Arizona basketball product, who has really had a difficult year. His brother passed away late last summer after the postseason, so he's been dealing with a lot of internal turmoil in that and having to deal with that, and literally has just become a huge hero since arriving in the Rocky Mountain City, helping that team win their first ever NBA title. I mean, I watched Aaron Gordon make that shot last night, and I turned to my wife and I said, they're going to build that dude a statue when his playing career is over. They're probably going to have to build 2, because you're going to have to build one for Nikola Jokic too. But I have to believe Aaron Gordon might have a statue at some point as well, outside of whatever they call their arena nowadays in Denver, Colorado. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. JW Madden is here with us today. JW, your thoughts on what we're seeing from Aaron Gordon in this postseason?
I think the court he built for his house is paying off. That's what I think.
Exactly.
He sleeps in a gym. Yeah, I think, the big knock on Aaron, those of us who have actually who are passionate and bleed Cardinal Navy basketball-wise for the U of A, remember Aaron Gordon as a 14-year-old because he played for the Oakland Soldiers on a team with several senior recruits. Arizona was interested, Nick Johnson among them. So we got to see Aaron Gordon when he was a sophomore in high school quite a lot. And his time on campus, the big knock, DK, was his outside shooting. So he was a defender, unbelievable plus athlete. Everybody knows that, who saw his dunk contest loss or / win, should have won. But the thing is, DK, is these players who bring the intangibles are really just there with their lunch pail to do whatever the team, quote unquote, needs to be successful, who then over the course of their 5-10-year NBA career work every summer on their mechanics, get rid of their hitch, become more fluid in their release, be more consistent. Then they just can blossom into what Aaron Gordon's become, which is a guy you could leave open 6 years ago when he was with the Magic, and now he is a corner threat. They're really leaving him a lot, DK, in that high pick and roll action with Nikola Jokic. They're putting Gordon in the corner, and if you leave him there, he can knock down that corner three. It's the shortest three on the court, or use his athleticism and his 6'9" frame to drive baseline and finish over the top of people. He's in that dunker spot, so clearly that statue of Joker will probably be a pass to Aaron Gordon for a dunk. But just really impressed with how much effort and time he's put into his craft, because I've been watching Aaron Gordon, like I said, since he was a sophomore in high school, and he consistently works on his handle. He's gotten a lot tighter, and clearly the mechanics on his jump shot. Just so impressed with how much time and effort he's put into it, and it's paid off, because you would not have seen DK Aaron Gordon that was a contested three-pointer with Chet Holmgren, a 7'6" guy running at him.
Yeah.
Making that shot in the clutch. Just so proud of Aaron Gordon and what he accomplished last night. And 5 days after the dunk?
Right.
So those two game-winning shots in the playoffs, DK, came in a calendar week. So good week for Aaron Gordon.
You mentioned he has built a gym at his home. Chris Braun, after the game, Nuggets forward, said that he literally lives in a gym.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Lives in a gym. Kind of like our guy Blake Martinez built that warehouse out there on the north side. Something very similar, only basketball related versus football related. Gordon has said in the past, sometimes he can't sleep, so he'll just get up, go down, and get some shots up. I mean, it's insane, and we talked a little bit about it yesterday when we were after our conversation with Sam Smith and Dalen Terry. We said Dalen Terry raised his 3-point percentage this year, 10 points. He went from 25% to 35%. Same thing for Aaron Gordon. He raised his 3-point percentage this year. Career, he had been shooting 33. This year, he shot 44% from behind the 3-point arc. I did not like that corner three that Russell took a little bit earlier prior to that. I thought that was maybe a little bit too early in the shot clock down the stretch. And then obviously it looked like it might turn into the final stages of the loss. But when Aaron Gordon lined up to take that three, I was feeling pretty good that he might at least have a shot to knock that particular look down.
The whole end of that game, DK, was really weird because the Oklahoma City Thunder were in complete control. And then with about 17 seconds left, they decided to go into foul mode. So every time that the Nuggets touched the ball, 17 seconds left on, they fouled, which led to 2 free throws for Nikola Jokic and 2 more for Aaron Gordon. And those guys knocked down all 4 of those free throws that were intentional fouls by Oklahoma City with the lead. Under 20 seconds left in that game. The real Aaron Gordon's heroics will cast a shadow on Chet Holmgren missing 2 free throws, DK. If he had gone to the line and made those 2 threes, that 3-pointer would have tied the game. Obviously, the Thunder had a 1-point lead after Holmgren missed both, and they really pushed the ball up the court after that second free throw miss. Westbrook made a really nice read over to Aaron Gordon, and the rest is history. He set his feet. It was just a catch and shoot, DK. But the way that the Thunder finished out that game, I guarantee you the coaching staff today is having discussions on their philosophy about when to and when not to foul. Another odd thing was they had an inbound. Did you see that with about 15 seconds left?
Yeah.
And inbound ball to Shea, who just went up for an immediate dunk.
Right, exactly.
And then they fouled. So basically, I think a veteran team runs more clock there. I think the veteran team, you take 2 when you get it. Don't get me wrong. Shea was not wrong for taking that dunk. But the fact that they fouled instantaneously on every inbound by the Nuggets, didn't allow any time to run off, I think in hindsight, they probably would have played that last 20 seconds a little bit better. But huge credit to the, 2 years ago, NBA champion Nuggets team. That core is still more or less together. They really we refused to lose. That last 20 seconds, 30 seconds of that game was just a proud veteran team that's been there and won at the highest level, believing that they had a chance to come back versus a really, really good Thunder team.
Well, and I think that's what we're seeing. I mean, we're seeing some of these, lower-seeded teams, but veteran teams that know what the playoffs are all about. You can put the Pacers in that realm as well. I mean, the Pacers were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. What did they? I think they lost 4-2, if I'm not mistaken, to the Celtics.
4-0.
Or was it 4-0? Okay,
Yeah, but the Celtics said it was the toughest series they had. All of those games were tight, and you can't really look at the Pacers' overall record this year in a vacuum because Aaron Nesmith, their starting best perimeter defender.
Jeez, how good was he in Game 1?
He missed 50 games this year.
Yeah.
Nembhard missed 35 games this year. Ben Mathurin missed 20 games. They had a really kind of walking wounded. What if I told you, DK, in the last 50 games of the regular season, your Cavs went 35-15, the Pacers went 35-15. So their second half of the season after the All-Star break, the Pacers have been playing a lot closer to what led them to that Eastern Conference Finals last year. Really tough matchup once they got Siakam in there. He's really a difference maker. Obviously, Turner is a great shot blocker, has led the NBA in shots. Halliburton is probably the best pass-first point guard in the NBA. Nembhard, Ben Mathurin, those guys can go and get their own. That's a tough team to match up with, but mostly I love it because they play Arizona brand of basketball, DK. I mean, they play hot potato. Every single possession on offense, there is no ISO, there is no dribble the ball for 10 seconds. They're moving the ball around, and everybody's getting involved, and it's a tough team to stop with 5 threats on the court, and especially for a Cavs team that doesn't have their starting point guard and has some other injury issues after that last game.
They will play Game 2 tonight in Cleveland. We'll have that coming up for you in terms of a BetMGM top play here shortly, because that's a 4 o'clock tip. It tips at the top of the hour, and Darius Garland is expected to play tonight for the Cavaliers on his bum toe. Yeah,
right?
I can't imagine. I get it. You're in a must-win situation. You got to go out there and play. I'm sure he's going to shoot it up, numb it up, and play on the pain. But these are those incidents. These are those instances where you really don't know what a lot of these guys are going through to try to get out onto the floor and be present for these big games.
He's already missed 4 games or so in a row, right? So, I mean, you would imagine this time of year, they maybe didn't need him in the last round. So maybe they were just taking, all lengths of precautions to make sure he's at 100% for this round and beyond. But what a competitor Garland is, that he wouldn't be missing games, DK, if he was at 75, 80%. But they really need him out. They need another perimeter threat out there. As you could see from the last game, Spida can't do everything himself. And it was tough because Indiana is known for being the highest scoring team in the NBA, but they have a pretty underrated defense. They can get stops when needed. And that's, to me, was the key in that win in upsetting the Cavs in Game 1, was just getting stops when needed and late shot clock shot making by the Pacers is what led to that win.
Let's hear from Aaron Gordon on the court after his shot helped the Denver Nuggets beat Oklahoma City in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals.
We have to talk about that last possession. You only were down 1, but you decided to go for the 3. Help me out.
The open man is the right play. The right play is the open man. Russ makes the right play a lot of times. So I saw the paint was clogged, so I thought that was going to be the best look that we were going to get.
How are you all able to sustain the energy level, the perseverance that you needed? Because it was a tough battle. You had cut it to 1 3 times down the stretch until you finally won it.
Great poise with this team. Between Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, you got Hall of Famer Russell Westbrook, you got CB who's stepping into his own. A lot of guys stepped up, but I think our poise and our belief that we were going to win, no matter the circumstances.
How about the belief in yourself? This is your 2nd game winner in the postseason.
Feels good. But I don't know. I'm just out here making the right play. I'm just out here hooping.
Congratulations. Thanks for stopping.
All right, thank you.
And obviously, not too long before that, when he talked about there, I saw the paint was clogged. He probably had a little bit of memory of that, the turnaround he tried to make and got blocked.
That was about 30 seconds prior in game time. Yeah. Right. He got blocked right at the rim right before that game winner,
Yeah, so hey, let's see if we can make this jumper that we've been working on in the middle of the night at the downstairs gym. and it pays off. The Nuggets have a 1-zip lead over the Thunder.
When I was 11 years old, 10 years old, DK, I was out in my backyard in my hoop, and I would 3-2-1 Steve Kerr for the win. Like, that's growing up. It's you have your idols, you have your, the players that you look up to, and you pretend like you're them. And Aaron Gordon, every single night, DK, in his home gym, he gets out of bed, he rolls out, the rack is right there, he picks up a ball, 3-2-1. He's been living that, especially after coming over to Denver, the group belief that you have when you have a Nikola Jokic, a 3-time MVP on your roster with you making huge plays down the stretch of games. It instills that belief. You just got to be ready. You got to be ready to catch that ball and shoot it when your number is called. Because again, in the modern NBA, with two great offensive players like the Nuggets have, those other guys, Christian Brown, like you mentioned, Aaron Gordon, even Russell Westbrook, you just have to be ready because there's so much defensive attention in the postseason given to the star players. You're going to have those open shots. You just got to knock them down.
Did you see the Nikola Jokic chubby kid picture that was floating around on
when he was
the
younger
interweb today? Yeah.
I've seen pictures of him when he was younger, not today. I didn't see today. No.
The gist of it was that if the chubby kid from Europe can come over and be the best player in the NBA, then we all should be chasing our dreams.
Hey, he is too. I mean, people who look at a picture of him and don't understand what he does on the court, just watch 1 quarter of Nuggets basketball and you'll get it.
I mean, he literally looks like that kid that was your best friend down the street. That was just the lovable dude at the end of the street and who just found his way to being the best player in the game, or one of the best players in the game, for sure. 520-848-1290. Want to hear your thoughts on Aaron Gordon and what you've seen from him in this postseason. We're going to hear more from the Nuggets. We'll hear from Nikola Jokic on Aaron Gordon. We'll hear some pretty impressive words from interim head coach, or have they given him the job yet? I don't think they've given him the job yet.
The job is Nikola Jokic's, but he's just kind of hanging around.
Okay. David Adelman, the interim head coach of the Nuggets. You'll hear from him as well on Aaron Gordon. We'll hear some more from Aaron himself post-game after a Game 1 win over Oklahoma City. It is baseball night in Arizona. The Wildcats are playing tonight on the road. We'll get into that as well. DK on the sports tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions that are reported at Swan and Camp Lowell and Swan, Thornydale and Costco Drive, Irvington west of Campbell, Houghton and Rita Road, and also 12th Avenue in Valencia. Roadwork at Alvernon and 5th Street, and no left turns permitted from 5th Street onto Alvernon. More roadwork, 6th Street and Country Club. For your weather, 56 the overnight low, 81 with a 20% chance of showers tomorrow, and 71 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Arizona Lottery.
When you play the Arizona Lottery, there's always a chance you'll win big, but there's also a guarantee that you'll be giving back to the community. There's joy in it all. Love the play with scratchers, draw games, and more from the Arizona Lottery.
It's Arizona Baseball and GCU Tuesday down in the Valley.
Hit high in the air to left field. Back to the track, back to the wall. It's out of here!
Cats look to win the season series against the Lopes. Coverage begins at 6:50 right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, Goodfellas AC.
Hi, can I get a second opinion from you guys on something?
Of course. It's what we're here for.
So, my wife's brother claimed he'd done some AC repair before.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and now there's kind of a rope and pulley situation that opens the freezer door and a fan inside turns on to cool off the house.
Huh, very creative.
Really?
No, not at all. Next time, call us first, yeah?
Yeah.
Call Goodfellas AC for free estimates and second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! And are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' Cay with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingCay.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, it's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaska vacations?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year, no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaska...
Tucson and Latin lifestyle and culture, Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina is like nothing else in Tucson. Come experience this vibrant restaurant and cantina, Tuesday through Sunday. Dine on unique and savory dishes influenced by multiple Spanish and Latin countries. Brought fresh to your table with food and drink specials every day. Happy hour Tuesday through Friday with $5 Tito's Tequila and Tacos. Live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Bring your group large or small. And bienvenidos a Tesoro. Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina. At the northeast corner of Oracle and Wetmore next door to Tucson Mall. TesoroTucson.com.
And this Friday, we have a sweet deal for you from Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, it's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaska vacations?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year, no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Caruso get it in for Holmgren. They foul him. 9.5 on the clock. Missed it. Second one for Holmgren. It rims out. Brown grabs it. 7 seconds left. Westbrook, 5 seconds. They're down by 1. Gordon got it. Aaron Gordon with a deep shot. Williams, three-quarter court. No good. The Nuggets steal game 1. That's a winner for Aaron Gordon. 121 to 119.
Oh my gosh. Get out the way, little man. Oh, get off me, little man. Get in the weight room. Damn, put some rocks in your pockets or something.
Oh, that's the TNT crew talking about another play earlier in that game where Aaron Gordon dunked on Chet Holmgren or threw the ball down over the top
Blake
of
Griffin did.
Chet Holmgren. Yeah. Funny stuff there. TNT call of the game-winning shot by Aaron Gordon as the Denver Nuggets take game 1 of their series against the number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder. Second game-winning basket of the postseason for one Aaron Gordon, Arizona basketball class of 2014. He would finish the game with 22 points and 14 rebounds. But let's before we hear about Aaron, let's pause again and talk about the numbers that Nikola Jokic put up last night.
It's just
42
insane.
and 22, along with 6 assists. I mean, that's just crazy.
The best thing about him is he's so unassuming. So in every post game, you'll see the press will say, Nikola, did you know that you had a stat line that's never been seen before in NBA playoffs since Wilt? And he's like, oh, yeah, I just tried to make the right reads. It's so unassuming, so humble about it. But, yeah, 40, 20, and 5 is pretty outrageous.
Zeke Naji did not play in last night's game. He has played in 3 of the postseason games so far. Now, limited minutes. I think he's only played 13 minutes and scored 4 points so far in the Nuggets playoff run to this point. Let's hear.
He needs to knock down more threes, and he'll get in there.
There you go. There you go. Let's hear from Nikola Jokic on his teammate, Aaron Gordon.
Joker, you've called Aaron one of your 5 favorite teammates in your career before.
I said the best.
You said the best?
Yeah.
5 of your best
That
teammates.
was like making top five of my career life, whatever his name.
Sure. And now, since that comment, you've seen him hit 2 game winners in the playoffs. Is it awesome seeing that moment for what others have called the soul of the team?
Yes, I mean, he had big free throws before that, so he made both of them. He had a big box out on the Caruso, I think. Was it Caruso? And he made a really big shot for us, and he deserves it. He's like I said, he's the soul of this team. He's a glue guy. He probably doesn't give them much respect that he deserves, but I think he doesn't need attention. So he knows what he's doing. So I'm happy for him.
Nikola, CB and Russ and asked AG about you guys having been here before. How much does experience play into being able to stick with it through the game, and certainly in those last 2 minutes as time's winding down?
I mean, I think most of the nights we are, like I said, finding the way. We have games and nights that we are not doing that, and don't look like that. But I think generally looking, we know how to. At least we get the shot what we want, whatever. Even against the team, they're playing really, really good on defensive end. So we've been, like the guy said, we've been through this, and we've been in this situation. So
going back to Aaron just for a second, Nikola, given everything that he's been through in the past year, what can you say about him as just a human being?
I mean, he's great. He told me he's gonna visit me in Serbia, and he showed up. I was like, whoa. There he goes. He's my good friend, of course. We share a lot of stories. We share a lot of emotions together. So he's a great person, great guy.
He told me he was going to visit me in Serbia, and he showed up. Whoa.
Yeah, basically, I think Joker rates his friendship on, can the person knock down a 3 when I'm triple teamed and I pass him the ball? And 2, does he visit me on my horse farm in Serbia when I ask him to? Because famously, he does the, what's it called, where they have the kart racing, where they have the 2-wheeled cart, kind of like Roman style back in the Colosseums. That's what he does. He has horses and they race competitively. He and his brothers have a farm out there. He and his family.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Gordon, 7 of 15 from the field in the game last night. Played 39 of the 48 minutes of the game. 3 for 6 from 3. He went 5 of 5 from the line to get his 22 points, 14 rebounds. He did dish out 1 assist. Interim head coach David Adelman after the game talking about Gordon's shot and Gordon, Mr. Denver Nugget.
I thought I told them their mentality was consistent throughout. I really mean that. Even in the timeouts, you get down 10, you get down 12. The swings in the game. I never felt anybody wavered, and that doesn't mean you're going to win the game. But we all know in the NBA playoffs, these games are so long, you just try to give yourself a chance. And we did that. And we played out possessions. I thought we were much more patient offensively those last 6 minutes to get a good shot up each time down. Like even Russ's shot in the corner. I know they were pre-rotating Nicola. You got to take the best shot possible, and he took it. And I thought our defensive intensity was good in the fourth quarter. And Aaron's going to be a hero again, but I'm also looking at 14 rebounds. I'm looking at 22 points. I'm looking at ball handling responsibilities, leadership. He is a Denver Nugget, man. Like he is the soul of our team. So cool to see him have 2 moments that no one will ever forget.
Coach, it looked like Nicola refused to let you lose. At the same time, he's losing his temper. The crowd's on him. Just kind of, can you go over what you saw from him in the 18-point fourth quarter? Felt like he was everywhere, including maybe in his own head, their head, and just a lot going on in that last quarter with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the crowd affects him ever. I did think the physicality, they were bringing 3 and 4 bodies at him. He had to play through that. He had some unbelievable finishes around the basket. And the biggest thing for us was he finally saw the 3-point shot go in. And with their drop coverage and the way they played, that put them in much longer rotations, which puts him in closeout situations where he can actually handle it, spin, score in the paint. And him playing in the middle of the floor as opposed to on the block is hard, because now you're really having to bring bodies, 15, 16 feet away from him, as opposed to on the block. You have a set defense to rotate and take him away. So, Jamal was great early. Nicola was great late and, throughout as usual. But once again, like I said, a lot of guys stepping up, and it's just cool to see Aaron Gordon be the guy that finishes it.
David, a year ago, that would not have been considered a high percentage shot. What are you thinking as the ball finds Aaron there? And just more broadly, what have you seen go into his jump shot and his three-pointer?
He is so fluid right now, fluidity with his shot. It's very different. Over the years, it's slowly gotten better. There's less of a hitch. There's almost no hitch now. It's just a very fluid up and down shot. His knees release when his elbow does. All the things they tell you when you're 10 years old at camp. It looks that way right now. So it's nice to put him in the corner where he can make a shot. And on top of that, you put that man in the corner and he wants to cut on the baseline. We've all saw that in Game 7, that lob dunk he caught. Being able to do both is a weapon, especially when we're playing 2-man game with Jamal and Nicola.
All right, that was David Adelman, the interim coach of the Denver Nuggets, talking about Aaron Gordon and his development, how his shooting has gotten better and paid dividends last night in a 121-119 win for the Nuggets over Oklahoma City in Game 1 of the NBA's Western Conference Finals. We'll hear more from Aaron Gordon coming up a little bit later in the show. 520-848-1290 is the number. We want to hear from you as well. If you've got thoughts on the NBA playoffs, Aaron Gordon, or anything else that might be happening. The Knicks winning last night over the Celtics again. Hey,
that was so sad because Mikal Bridges made all the plays in overtime, DK.
Right.
So watching Mikal Bridges in a Knicks uniform with the Suns out of the postseason. I mean, I know you trade for KD when you can, but watching Mikal Bridges and, first of all, he hasn't missed a game since he was in junior high school.
Yeah.
But just the two-way player he is and the impactful, momentous defensive game-changing plays that he makes, that's what the Suns are missing right now, DK. He was on their team, and he basically won that game for the Knicks last night.
All right, it is time now for your BetMGM Network top plays. And we've got a play for one of tonight's games in the National Basketball Association.
There's a Cavaliers role player with a really nice prop tonight. I'm Sammy P, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Max Strus had 7 points for Cleveland in Game 1, but the opportunity and the minutes were both there against the Pacers. Let's buy low on that prop. 10.5, that's the over-under for points. I think Strus gets there tonight. I'm Sammy P from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today, and please, gamble responsibly.
All right, Max Strus, 10-plus points. That's what it is over at the Desert Diamond Casino Sportsbook right now, over 10. But this is a real low bet, like low in terms of the odds. It's only at minus 200. Now, you could jump up to 15 points if you think Max is going to get a few more and get a plus side bet on that. But if you want to take the 10 over 10 points, it's only at minus 200 right now over at the DDC. So you're only going to get back $6.45 on that 1290 bet of yours.
Max Strus is currently averaging 10.2 points per game in the postseason, David Kelly, on a team with numerous injury issues. And you know the Pacers are going to send all that perimeter defense to Donovan Mitchell. And Strus is known for his outside shooting, so the chances of him getting some open looks out there pretty good. If we knew the exact roster, is Mobley playing tonight? Because there's rumors he might not.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening there.
Yeah, it's going to be Ty Jerome and Donovan Mitchell basically is their whole offense, more or less, if Garland's not playing.
Maybe Sam Merrill, too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, Sam can shoot it outside, so I really like Sam Merrill, too, in that offense. The other play tonight is Cavaliers-Pacers over. Take the over at 229 right now at the Desert Diamond Casino. That's a minus 109 bet, so you'll get $11.87 back if you take the Cavaliers-Pacers and the over. They hit the over last night, or 2 nights ago. It was 228. And, of course, the score came in at 233.
Well, the Cavs in the postseason are averaging 123, and the Pacers are averaging 118. So that would be over 140, DK, between the two teams. I mean, two of the better score. Again, all of this is predicated on how healthy the Cleveland Cavaliers roster is more than anything. But you know the Pacers are going to get points up. As I said last week, the Pacers set the all-time NBA record for most consecutive 100-point games scored in NBA history. So, I mean, this is a team that puts points on the board, without a doubt.
We did get a win last night. Brewers-Astros under 8 runs. It came in at 6 with Milwaukee winning that game 5-1. So we took home $10
from the Auto Nation Honda
there. So, starting to maybe inch. We're going up and down. We're still going up and down with this. But those are your BetMGM Network top plays for today. All right, cricket is getting you home. Yes, Frank. Cricket is getting you home. We're going to talk some Pima baseball next. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center. This is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With some backups on westbound Speedway approaching 6th Avenue and more slowing on westbound Grant Road approaching I-10. Collisions that are reported on Irvington west of Campbell, Thornydale and Costco Drive, and also Swan and Camp Lowell. Camp Lowell and Swan 90 traffic. With some way approaching on westbound Grant Road. Irvington west of Campbell, Thornydale and Swan and Camp. In your weather, by the way, 56 the overnight low, 81 with a 20% chance of rain tomorrow and 71 now. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $250 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends June 14th. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
If you're feeling overwhelmed by the thought of a home remodel, don't stress. The Window Depot is here to help. At the Window Depot, we're your one-stop warehouse for everything you need for your next remodel. Windows? Check. Doors? Got it. Cabinets, countertops, and everything in between? You'll find it all here at the lowest prices. Whether it's a kitchen, bathroom, or whole home makeover, our experienced designers are ready to bring your dream home to life, all at unbeatable prices. Find a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
I don't have to tell you it's hot. Hi, this is Ron from Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Make sure your home is cool and comfortable all summer long. Routine maintenance can often prevent major breakdowns. Call us before the first sign of trouble. Call today, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains May 2nd through the 12th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy, and unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-935-3377. 800-935-3377. 800-935-3377.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Burgers sound great. Let's find a spot nearby. Wow, nothing? Oh well. Everybody okay with pizza instead?
Can she seriously not see us?
No, she can't. Time to get a boost. Get found and get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, it's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaska vacations?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
This is Bill Ryder, the Sports Minute, sponsored by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Please gamble responsibly. The New York Knicks pulled off a miraculous win against the Boston Celtics. Let's give them credit, and let's pause to remind you it's unlikely to be possible to win that way again. The Celtics shot an astonishing 63-point shots and missed 45 of them. That 25% clip isn't sustainable. Boston will bounce back. I'm Bill Ryder.
What's up, baseball fans? It's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an Odds Boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your Odds Boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Don't miss your chance at a bigger payout on your bet. Claim your MLB Odds Boost token today and activate the token before placing your bet. At BetMGM, the action is always on deck, so step up to the plate and get in on the excitement all season long. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. MLB Odds Boost token can be used on any MLB odds of -300 or longer. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Arizona only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on our program today. It is region finals time for the Pima baseball team. It will start on Thursday, much like it did last week. A best-of-3 series for the region championship. And it'll be up in Phoenix as the Aztecs, as the number 2 seed, will visit the number 1 seed, South Mountain. They are doing that after a thrilling series sweep of Paradise Valley here in Tucson last weekend, in which they won on a walk-off in Game 2, a walk-off single. And the gentleman that hit that walk-off single joins us now, Sean Barta. And Sean, first of all, congratulations on you guys getting the sweep and getting into the region final. We'll get to the game first, but you're from Colorado. I want to find out how you found Pima baseball.
Yeah, so honestly, one of my friends told me about Pima, and I did some research into it and saw the history of it and, kind of all the guys they had sent to the D1 programs, and I was super interested. So I had reached out to Brian Anderson at the time, and he liked what he saw. I sent him some videos and came on a visit, and sure enough, I came here.
Now, Highlands Ranch, Colorado, is that suburban Denver, or whereabouts is that located?
Yep, it's about 30 minutes south of Denver.
There you go. Outstanding. Having a tremendous season in your freshman year, hitting .390, 6 home runs, 37 runs batted in, 18 stolen bases on the season. To describe your game, obviously you're somebody that can hit for power, but also run the bases really well.
Yeah, I'd like to consider myself a fast, twitchy outfielder. I have a strong arm, and I pride my reads and my jumps in the outfield. I'm never afraid to lay out and make a play for my team. I can cover quite a bit of ground, and I'm really confident in my ability to throw guys out. And on the offensive side, yeah, I can do some damage and come up clutch when my guys need it the most.
Now, Sean, you're committed to the U of A, if I'm not correct. I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So now, were they in the mix before you decided to come to Pima? Was that one of the reasons maybe, this is a school that's looking at me, maybe if I get a little closer, that might help seal the deal? How did that whole aspect of it play out?
So, yeah, I wasn't in contact with them in high school, but I knew that Pima had good connections with them, and U of A was kind of a dream school of mine since I was little. So I was like, hey, if I go to Pima, I have a good shot.
Now, why is that? Why was U of A dream school for you?
I've just always loved Arizona, loved the warm weather, and just the history of that program is it's awesome. I love it.
Now, Colorado, being in Colorado, do you guys, in terms of high school or travel ball, do you guys get a chance to come out here and play much in Arizona?
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest hot spots for us Colorado kids to come out and play, especially, when the weather's not very good out there. So I'd say I came out here the most when I was, younger and coming up through my travel days.
Sean Barta is joining us. He is a freshman outfielder for the Pima College baseball team. The Aztecs are in the Region 1 Division 2 finals coming up this week against South Mountain. Okay, let's go back to Friday's game. Ninth inning. You guys need a run to win. You come up with the go-ahead run, I believe, was at third base. Walk me through that at bat, what you were looking for, what you saw, and how you got it done.
Yeah, so they intentionally walked the guy in front of me, Colin Sr., so I already knew that it was kind of my moment when it came to that. And Hawk had called time and had a conversation with me before, kind of told me just, be calm, stay with your approach, and you'll be okay. And, we worked the count a little bit. He threw me a curveball early. I saw it, and sure enough, he went back to it, and I made some good contact.
Now, and it's interesting because we always hear, sit fastball, react to curveball. So how did seeing it early in that at-bat help you to react to it the second time?
Yeah, he threw it for the ball early in that bat, but it was a good pitch. But I just saw it really well, and I knew he was going to go back to it at some point, and sure enough he did, and it was in a similar location, and I just put the barrel of the ball.
How many walk-off hits have you had in your life?
That's probably the only one that I can remember.
So then what's it like being mobbed out on the infield? Because I'm sure you grow up and you see it happening in the big leagues and wonder, man, what that might be like, and then it finally happens to you and everybody's jumping on you in the infield.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience I'll never forget. It's different in high school when you get a good hit or a walk-off or something like that. You got 15, 16 dudes coming, but when you have 40 dudes coming at you and they're all jumping, it's pretty crazy.
And it was interesting. You said after the game that Coach Hockamy kind of approaches a lot of these games like they're game 7. What's that mentality like to kind of play with that? This might be the last game we play together kind of mentality.
It's just going out there and competing every inning, treating it like it's your last because, one day it will be, and hopefully that day is when we're holding up a ring. But that game 7 just helps with consistency as well, just keeping level-headed. Every game is the same as the game before, nothing changes.
So now, obviously, you guys are playing some games on the weekends and whatnot. So when you're not playing and U of A is home, are you over at High Corbett Field watching the games?
Yes, I'm usually watching those games, and I will say, go Wildcats.
Who impresses you on that team? I mean, obviously they got one of the best hitters in college baseball in Brendan Summerhill, but do you see guys on that team that kind of play the game like you do?
Yeah. So a big comparison is there's a few guys. One, Aaron Walton, he's having a phenomenal year.
Unbelievable year, yeah.
It's been ridiculous. Kudos to him for that. But yeah, I think I'm blanking on my other guy right now. I don't know why, but there's Coach Stitter has a comparison for me, and I'm blanking on his name right now.
Is he an outfielder for U of A or one of the infielders?
Yes, he is. He's an outfielder.
I'm trying to think who the other. I'm blanking on the outfielders. Myself as well right now because not Gunnar Guile wouldn't be Gunnar Guile. He just started playing a little while ago. I'm trying to think who's over in left field. Well, we'll get back to that and figure it out another time. Sean Barter joining us. He is a outfielder for the Pima Aztecs baseball team. Okay, you guys have South Mountain coming up on the game 1 will be on Thursday. What do you remember about those games during the season and how you guys want to attack them?
Yeah, South is a really great squad. They do a good job putting the ball in play and forcing us to make plays. But I think if we play good defense and, do the little things right, we'll be pretty hard to beat.
Okay, what's the most exciting defensive play you've ever made? Have you ever made a diving catch in the outfield? Have you ever gone over the wall to get a ball at all in baseball? What's the most exciting? Have you ever thrown anybody out at the plate? What's the most exciting defensive play you've had?
Yeah, I'd say I had one recently actually on Thursday against Paradise Valley. I made a diving play on the line, and it was probably one of my favorite ones I've made.
Nice. Not afraid to. And I always worry about guys throwing their bodies out there on the ground, but as long as you're doing it safely and not getting hurt, because that's the one thing you want to try to avoid. Because when you're hitting 390, I'm sure Coach Hawk wants you in the lineup every day. Where do you bat in the lineup generally?
Usually he has me at 5th.
Say again.
5th.
Oh, fifth overall. That's not a bad. So who bats cleanup for you guys right now?
Jackson Gluick is his name.
Jackson Gluick. Okay, I think the guy we were thinking of at U of A might be Easton Breifogel.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yep.
Yeah, sophomore out of Minnesota, up in Minnesota. Yep. He is having a really good year for sure. Well,
yes,
we look forward to. So you'll enter next year. Or the year after?
I'll be there in the fall. Yep.
You'll be there in the fall. Outstanding. And you'll have, 2 years then? You'll be a sophomore next year? Or did you redshirt at Pima? Is this your first year?
I did redshirt at Pima.
Oh, you did. Yep. You did red. So you'd be a third year sophomore.
Yep.
Outstanding. Well, hey, Sean, continued success with you guys and everything that you're doing over there. Obviously, it's going to be an exciting series with South Mountain coming up. This week, game 1 will be on Thursday, game 2 on Friday. If necessary, they'll play a third game up in the Phoenix area on Saturday, and then we'll wait to see what happens after that in terms of a chance to go play at the national level. But best of luck this weekend. We're looking forward to seeing how you guys do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sean Barta from Pima College had the walk-off single in the 9th inning last Friday to knock the Aztecs into the regional finals. I like to say they didn't run into the regional finals. They walked off into the regional finals. Game 1 will be Thursday at South Mountain. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Also, while we're on the topic of Pima Aztecs, we'll tell you that the track team, we had Coach Chad Harrison on last week. They wrapped up region play, and it was phenomenal. Both the men and the women won the region championships last week for the Pima men's and women's track team. So congratulations to them. That's awesome as well. And we've got Pima softball. They're going to be playing in the regional semifinals coming up this weekend. It's a little bit a region tournament, I should say. It's a little bit different on the softball side. I believe they play more of a double elimination format than what they have in terms of the 3-game series on the boys' side. So the ladies will be heading up to Phoenix as well as the number 2 seed for the softball region tournament. So best of luck to Rebecca Quiros and her ladies up there as well. So it's been a good spring out at Pima College in terms of baseball, softball, and the track program.
So
doing well.
That's all good news. And in the name of balance, a little bit of bad news.
Oh, boy.
Since your Cavs are starting in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just announced Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and DeAndre Hunter are not going to play tonight.
Oh, great.
Just so you know.
Hey, it happens. It happened last year. Spida, Donovan Mitchell got hurt in the second series and missed a bunch of games against the Celtics. It's
so Hunter was the one that Mathurin blocked, right? And he kind of came down a little awkwardly. It didn't seem like Mobley had too much going on with his injury that happened the play before.
Yeah, exactly. But again, they both took hard falls. I mean, anytime you hit that, and then Jared Allen earlier in that game took a hard fall on a dunk attempt. So it's that time of year when guys are playing physical, and unfortunately the Cavaliers are going to be without 2 of their starters tonight in what you might consider a must-win game for them that'll be getting going here in about 4 minutes. So we'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully I don't have to close my eyes during the early portions of the game. All right, coming up later, we're gonna dive into the Diamondbacks. We'll give you your Diamondbacks download. We're gonna talk some Diamondbacks coming up at the 5 o'clock hour. Nick Pecoro will join us. He writes the Diamondbacks beat for the Arizona Republic. Nick will be at the ballpark tonight for Game 2 of the series with the New York Mets. We'll get his assessment of what happened in Game 1. There was a lot of barking last night about a play that happened in the 9th inning when Alek Thomas got thrown out trying to steal second base. We'll dive into that as well. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With collisions that are reported at Swan and Camp Lowell and Swan, Park and Drexel and Park Avenue, and a collision reported at the eastbound I-10 Park Avenue on-ramp. Some busy traffic at Park Avenue and Benson Highway. On 56, the overnight low 81 with a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, 71 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's helps refresh your garden for Mother's Day. Get 5 bags of 1.5 cubic foot Scott's Naturescapes mulch for $10. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. It's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaska vacations?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you 2 boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
Quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 5-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy, and unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee you, if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-885-4884. 800-885-4884. 800-885-4884.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We talk Diamondbacks baseball daily.
Overall, inside of our culture, it's built on love, trust, commitment, and effort. And I think love is the glue to all of it.
Love, trust, commitment, and effort. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Now looking to cash in the seventh. 1-2 the count. Thompson sets. Pitch to Lindor. Swinging a high fly ball to right center field. Carroll going back. He'll turn and just watch this one fly into the pool in right center field. A 3-run home run for Francisco Lindor, his 7th of the season. The Mets cash in and more.
Well, Frankie Lindor is on my fantasy baseball team, so if there's anything that good that comes out of a 5-4 loss for your Diamondbacks last night, it was that Frankie Lindor at least did something good for the Guardians of the Tribe. That was a big hit late in the game, came in the 7th inning, because it was a 2-1 game last night for the first game of the series between the Mets and the Diamondbacks. You'll remember yesterday we talked about the D-backs had to scratch starter Corbin Burns because of inflammation in his shoulder. So Ryan Nelson went on short notice. He would pitch 4 1/3, allow 2 runs on 3 hits. He did walk 4. He gave up a home run early in the game to Pete Alonso, a 2-run shot. And then the bullpen came in. That was Ryan Thompson, who's been pretty reliable for the D-backs, but he gave up the home run in the 8th inning, 3 runs on 4 hits for Ryan Thompson. It was not a great outing for him, and it was a 5-1 deficit heading into the latter stages of the game. But the Diamondbacks would load the bases in the 8th inning.
The 1-1 to Suarez. Gino deep to center. Taylor backing up, still backing up. He'll play it off the wall. Corbin's coming home. Cattell waved as well. Gino Suarez makes it a 1-run game. He just missed another grand slam.
Good to see Gino Suarez doing things other than hitting home runs. That was a double. He had 2 hits last night, did Gino. So the Diamondbacks would score 3 runs in the 8th. It was a 5-4 game.
What's their new nickname?
The team, the Serpientes.
As of the last couple of years, the Answerbacks, right?
The Answerbacks,
yeah.
Yes,
So give up 3 in the top of the 7th, score 3 of their own in the bottom of the 8th. Yeah.
Exactly. Could they answer back some more in the 9th? Well, they got a man on with nobody out in Alek Thomas, and then this happened.
Alonso holding on the runner. It is an E3. 1-0. Thomas breaks. Pitch taken outside. Throw down from Alvarez is in time. They got him on the leg. And Thomas gets to his feet and immediately looks to the dugout and says, no way. So the Mets think they got him. The call on the field is out. But Thomas isn't buying it. And immediately we're going to get a challenge here. Here we go.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out. Arizona will lose their power.
Arizona fans behind the third base dugout are livid. The call stands. Thomas is out.
Now, there were a lot of folks barking about this last night on Twitter and whatnot. And, you know, I was kind of at home and I was really watching the basketball, and I started seeing all these tweets about this call against Alek Thomas and how horrible it was. And I hadn't had a chance to really watch it until earlier today. And I'm not real sure what everybody was barking about, because I watched it a number of times. And again, the call on the field was out. So when they go to review it, they've got to have undeniable evidence that he was not out. And that was the thing I think that a lot of people were barking about. They viewed the video and felt like the video clearly showed that Alek Thomas was safe stealing second base. I watched that same video. He looked out to me. He looked out in a number of different instances. To me, the first instance was he went in head first, and if you go back and you watch the replay, you can see just as Francisco Lindor is catching the ball at second base, he clips the left foot of Alek Thomas, clearly before Alek Thomas is on the bag. So you could conceivably say that the ball was in the glove, he clipped his left foot, he's out there. But even if you don't believe that that's the case, then maybe he didn't have control of the ball at that point because the ball had just gotten into the glove. He clearly puts his glove down on the back right ankle of Alek Thomas before Alek's hand touches the base. I posted it on my Twitter page. I posted 2 pictures, the picture where he clipped him, as well as the picture where he puts his glove down on the right ankle. And Alek Thomas, his hand is not on the bag in either picture.
I think most of the outrage you're probably seeing is because of the throw more than the tag, right? Because that throw was like 5 feet wide a second, and Lindor had to really stretch, and he was actually behind the slide, right? The glove side was at the feet of that play. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's bigger things to be outraged about than that. It's definitely a bang-bang thing. But like you said, if they call him out on the field, you really have to have outrageous evidence, whatever the term is, that it was the wrong call.
Indisputable evidence. I think.
Indisputable evidence on that the replay shows that the call was wrong on the field. Yeah, it was close.
Gerardo Perdomo would then fly out, and then Corbin Carroll, who I think had homered earlier in the game, had a chance to maybe do it again to tie things in the 9th.
5-4 New York in the 9th. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Diaz deals. Swing and a miss. Slider in the dirt. Tag applied by Alvarez. Diaz gets the save, and the Mets hang on to win 5-4. They take the opener of this 3-game set. against the Diamondbacks.
And the fans were still booing about it there. 5-4, the final score. Afterward, Torey Lovello says, yeah, losses like this one really sting.
That was a tough loss, first of all. Loss. You know, you get really close, you keep digging, you dig hard for that finish line, and you have some opportunities to at least tie the game. And, you know, the little things start popping up. I thought there was a couple things late in the game that we could have done better. I thought there were some things early in the game that we could have done better. And, you know, you add all that up and you lose a one-run game. We expect to win those games. We talk about living in that space and going out there and executing at a high level. So we were talking to these guys. They show us they can do it, but the consistency just hasn't been there. So that's the frustration that I have. Even in a game that we win, I'm still seeing some things pop up. So we got to tighten that up. We got to. Otherwise, you know, we're going to play a lot of games like this, games where I felt like, quite frankly, we could have won, and should have won, or at least tied the score, and we didn't.
So the Diamondbacks now are just one game over 500 at 18-17. They are 6 games back of the Dodgers right now in the National League West. The Mets are no longer the best team in baseball. That mantle belongs to the Dodgers, who've won 8 of their last 10, are in 24-11. The Mets are not even the second best team record-wise in the baseball in Major League Baseball right now. There's another team, and J-Dub, I don't think you'll ever guess who it is.
That's in first place?
Yeah, no, that's the second best team in baseball right now, after the Dodgers. It's not the Mets.
I mean, I know all the teams like the Padres have been really faltering the last couple of weeks. I have no guess. No guess.
Well, the Padres have actually won 6 in a row, but they did lose 4 straight before that.
Yes, they did.
Would you believe the second best team in baseball right now is the Detroit Tigers?
Wow. I would not have guessed.
22 and 13 overall, 9 games above. They lead the American League Central by 2 games over the Guardians, who I believe lost the first game of their doubleheader today in Washington. The Detroit Tigers, who got to the playoffs last year and had the Guardians on the ropes in the division series before Cleveland pulled themselves out of it, are back. And looks like they've got a pretty solid club. So we'll see how that things begin or continue to play out for the Detroit Tigers. But right now, the Detroit Tigers are the second best team in all of professional baseball. We're going to talk some more Diamondbacks coming up again in the 5 o'clock hour. Nick Pecoro will join us from Chase Field as we get you set for game number 2 of the series tonight against the New York Mets. We'll get Nick's opinions on everything that is Diamondbacks. We'll ask him about that play last night, what he thought of it. Again, it was clearly out to me. What did you think when you saw it? If you saw it on the naked eye, I can clearly understand how you thought it was safe. But if you look at it on the replay, if you even stop it on the replay, clearly Alek Thomas was not safe at second base. Zach Gallen on my fantasy team gets the ball tonight. I hope he's better. 2-4, a 4.93 earned run average. It'll be David Peterson for the Mets. 2-1, a 3.06 ERA. First pitch coming up at 6:40. Diamondbacks are the favorite on the money line at -115 tonight at the Desert Dime Casino. Your over-under is 9.5 runs. If you take the Mets and give up a run and a half to the Diamondbacks, you have a chance to potentially win at +150. Cricket joins us now. She is the third member of our program. All right, I said I had more guys on this whole hiking thing.
Okay.
Yesterday. So, and J-Dub probably will take over this conversation because he's a legendary hiker. But who comes up
They write
with,
songs about my hiking. Yep.
Did they really?
No.
J-Dub.
No, they did not.
On the trails, looking for. Well, here's the first interesting thing about hiking in Arizona versus hiking in other places, because we have like places in Northeast Ohio. We have this system of parks. It's called the Metro Parks, and it's like trees and trails and stuff, and you can go hiking and that kind of thing. But it's not. It's really more like it's not like mountain type hiking. It's really more flat trail type hiking and that kind of thing. If you kind of stumble, you can brace yourself on a tree.
Okay.
You can't do that out here.
Yeah.
Because the trees have stickers in them.
They're
called
stabby.
cactus.
They're stabby
So
things.
Faye, you can't. There's nothing to brace yourself out there when you're hiking here in Arizona, like if you're hiking somewhere else. But who comes up like trails? Are they man-made? Who comes up with trails? Like, who do people go out there and did somebody go out there 50 years ago and say, okay, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to make a trail here, and we're going to make a trail here, and we're going to kind of, put these rocks in here that kind of look like steps but aren't really steps. Like, who does that?
The U.S. Forestry Service.
Okay, so there actually are so they actually have people that come up with these designs and stuff.
Yeah, there's people who not only maintain those trails, but they make sure that they maintain the tree lines nearby them so that you don't have any kind of fire danger for people, especially in camping areas. But I think a lot of them, DK, probably start out as game trails, so you might have a natural trail up a mountain where deer or other animals have used. I think a lot of the forestry trails have been made from pre-existing game trails. But, yeah, you just said it. It's really A to B. How do you set it up so that – because we think in terms of cars and motorcycles and that life, but it's not only 100 years ago that it was all horses, right, or all on foot. And so I think it's still from that era. A lot of the trails are that old and were utilized back before you could just drive up Mount Lemmon Highway.
Which is funny because you mentioned horses, because it brings me back – to a time we went up with during COVID to get away. We went up to Flagstaff, and we did this horse ride. Like, it really wasn't horse; it was more donkeys. We did like a donkey ride, and it was through like this trail, but it was very similar to like what we were on the hike yesterday. And I'm on this donkey, and I'm looking down at this trail we're on, and I'm saying to myself, this donkey is like gonna break its ankle because there's all kinds of stuff. But the donkey's like been on the trail, I guess, so many times. He just knows how to do it. He's just going on about his merry way. I'm up there like holding on for dear life, thinking hopefully he doesn't fall on these like crooked and these big what do they call the things, the trees. At the bottom of the trees, the roots, these big roots that are hanging out that are protruding above the ground. I'm thinking I would fall over those if I was just walking here, but he's just trotting all along and all that whole kind of thing. It's amazing to me how those things are all put together. Like
so growing up here in Tucson and doing a lot of hiking in Oregon, my whole thing as a kid and through my teen years was I was very self-assured. Bouldering or jumping up and down rocks, not a problem. But on a horse, DK, when you're going down like a 40% grade downhill, the trust level, I remember the first time I was 10 years old on a horse, and the horse was going down a 40-degree, hill. And just because they're at that angle, but you have to make yourself straight up and down. Otherwise, again, you're leaning too far forward, you're going to fall right off the horse. So, yeah, that and you talk Grand Canyon, your wife's going to do some Grand Canyon hiking recently. That's the most famous donkey trails, and they go up and down the South Rim daily. If you ever want to get down to the bottom, the best way to do it is on the back of a donkey. Just trust that they're not going to pitch you forward and you're going to fall in the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Or horses among the animals you're friendly with, Cricket?
Sure. I want a donkey. I think donkeys are adorable.
Donkeys are great.
They're really cool, yeah. I think they are. Did you know that they also fight away coyotes? People use donkeys to protect their livestock. Yeah.
Okay.
Of all things.
So what you're saying is we need to get a donkey here for the campus, for the radio campus, to keep the coyotes in the back a little bit at a distance. They won't come as close if we have a donkey.
Donkeys
out
are
there in the back,
famously very fussy, and if they start going, they start vocalizing, they don't stop. And
they're so cool.
Yeah, and so like having a dog in your backyard barking because there's coyotes nearby, you got a donkey around, they're going to let you know if they're not feeling happy about their circumstance.
Have you ever ridden like a real horse, like at a good speed?
I don't know if I'd say a good speed. It was probably just like a trail, probably slow.
See, because that's what I thought. I thought we were actually going real horseback
You were going to
riding.
gallop?
I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on a horse, and it's going to get galloping. And nope, it was just this donkey kind of going along like this, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to break its ankle, but it never did.
Generally, Preakness and Kentucky Derby horses are not on trails carrying around
people.
Yeah, no.
There you go. All right. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported, Glen and Alvernon and Glen. Park Avenue at I-10, that's an overturned vehicle on Park Avenue at I-10. Swan and Camp Lowell clearing and a crash at Park and Drexel, and some backups at Ajo and Mission for southbound and westbound travel. 56, the overnight low, 81, and a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, and 71 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. Train Heating and Cooling Systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Hey, it's DK on the Sports Tip. Don't miss a minute of the best Arizona Wildcats coverage in town. Tell your Alexa device to play Wildcats Radio 1290. This is your home of Arizona football, men's basketball, and baseball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start May 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
O'Reilly.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. It's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaskifications?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaskification, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaskification, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live. When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm Omar Reese with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Ravens have released longtime kicker Justin Tucker after 13 seasons. Tucker is the subject of an NFL investigation involving allegations of improper conduct during massage therapy sessions. General Manager Eric DaCosta calling the move a football decision. In a statement, the team saying in part, "We are grateful for Justin's many contributions while playing for the Ravens. We sincerely wish him and his family the very best in this next chapter of their lives." Elsewhere, the NFL, alongside President Trump, announcing that the 2027 NFL Draft will be held in Washington, D.C. Meanwhile, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford has finalized a new deal that'll pay him $84 million over the next 2 seasons. He's entering the 17th year in the NFL. And former receiver and 3-time Super Bowl champion Julian Edelman has been voted into the Patriots Hall of Fame by fans, becoming the 37th inductee in team history. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rash? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Here's the 1-1 now. Hit high in the air to left field. Back on that one. Cadena back to the track, back to the wall. It's out of here! Aaron Walton with his second home run of the night. And the Wildcats extend their lead to 3. Walton now with 10 home runs. He takes over the team lead from Mason White.
Sean Barter from Pima even talking about how well Aaron Walton is playing this year for the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona baseball back on the field tonight. On the road, it'll be the rubber game of the 3-game non-conference series with Grand Canyon. This has become a fun little rivalry between these two teams. They only play in the non-conference, but at least last year they played and they got to square off in the NCAA tournament, and GCU got the win. They have split the first 2 games this season, so this will be the final of the non-conference games. Arizona 33-14. Grand Canyon coming in at 27-20 tonight. First pitch at 7:05. You will hear it right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Our coverage with Brian Jeffries will begin at 6:50 this evening. 6:50 right here. And then the Wildcats will be back home for their final Big 12 Conference homestand of the year against the Utah Utes before finishing out things in the conference a week from this weekend on the road down in Houston. So this will be the final non-conference game of the season for the Wildcats tonight against Grand Canyon. Cats took 2 out of 3 from TCU over the weekend. They are now in a 3-way tie for 3rd place with TCU and the Kansas Jayhawks. West Virginia and Arizona State sitting in the 1-2 spots of the Big 12 Baseball Conference right now. Let's hear what Chip Hale had to say after the game on Sunday, talking about where the Wildcats stand after winning 2 of 3 from TCU, but losing the finale against the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, I think we just want to win series. You know, we were happy to win the series. Obviously, we let this one get away early. I was really proud of the guys, the way they battled and pushed them a little bit at the end. I thought TCU did a really nice job of extending it. But, yeah, if we can just win the next 2 series, I think we'll put ourselves in good shape. I mean, whether it's whatever place we are, if somehow things get weird and we're out of the top 4, then we're out of the top 4. But we got to be playing our best baseball going into the Big 12 tournament.
Well, you had said, like, it felt to a lot of people last weekend like you got swept even
right.
though you took a game. Does the mood feel better, like you guys feel like you're in a better place?
Yeah, 100%. This is a good team we played, and super proud of our fans. You know, it was great crowds. the last 2 nights were unbelievable. So I think the guys are excited to go up to Grand Canyon, and we have 4 games left here in Arizona, and do our best and get Utah on the weekend on senior weekend.
When it comes to Smith, do you think he's just maybe wearing down as a freshman, or?
Well, that's a question. I mean, that definitely is, and we talked about a little bit about, this is the time of year where it is hard as a freshman, and you're gonna have to take care of your body and find a way to do it. It's just nothing more you can really say.
How was Walton frustrated? What should have been 2 home runs today?
Yeah,
To win?
I think it is frustrating for a lot of guys. I think we hit some other balls really well too. But again, we playing this every day. I mean, obviously a little more today, a little more out of the south. I think if it blows normally, I think both those balls go out. But so be it. I mean, we knew it going into the game.
Do you have any new information on Summerhill from a few days ago as far as what he could do or when?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to DH him on Tuesday at Grand Canyon. I think probably get him in right field on the weekend as long as everything goes well.
Okay. Do you know who's going to pitch against TCU?
Do not know that yet. We used a lot of guys this weekend, and we're going to have to probably dig pretty deep in this Tuesday game.
Sure. Raul obviously did really well yesterday. Is he just kind of moved himself up the pecking order here?
Well, he's definitely moving up, and obviously he's lengthened out. So if we need, like yesterday, if we need that, he's in good shape for it.
You didn't have any errors today, but you did allow, I think, 4 stolen bases and 4 tries.
Right.
What are you seeing?
Well, I think that's TCU's game, and we know that. And sometimes they hit it. They have a special way of running. If they hit the spot, it's tough to throw them out. You're throwing against the wind. There's a lot of things going on there. So you just sort of, obviously, we try our best to keep them close, and Donnie usually has a better shot of throwing them out, but they did a great job today on us. Good. Thanks, guys.
All right, that was Chip Hale after the game on a Sunday, the loss to TCU, but the Wildcats took 2 out of 3. You heard him mention Raul Garezar, who we had a chance to speak with on Friday. Prior to that, the opening game of that series, he did end up pitching on Saturday in relief of Colin McKinney, who went just 4 1/3. And, of course, the Wildcats were down in that game 4-1, but came back and won 5-4. And Raul and Casey Hentz, a big reason that the Wildcats were able to rally on Saturday. They combined to pitch 4 2/3 shutout innings in relief of Colin McKinney, allowing just 3 hits while striking out 6 and walking just 1 batter. Garezar had 3 2/3 of that work for the Wildcats, and he had 4 strikeouts to go along with allowing just 2 hits. So Raul continues to pitch well wherever he is asked to do so for the Arizona Wildcats, and that has been absolutely huge. Like we said, we don't know what the rotation is going to be tonight. Raul has started a number of these games, but the way that he has been pitching, I think that you probably want to keep him fresh for the weekend in the Utah Utes. And I mentioned you've got Utah this weekend, you've got Houston next weekend, and those, to be quite honest with you, it's 6 games that the Wildcats should win. They probably, if they really want to, well, I mean, if you win all 6 games, you're going to solidify yourself in that top 4, which you heard Coach Hale talk about, gets you that bye out of the first round at the Big 12 tournament. There's really no reason that the Wildcats shouldn't sweep both of those teams here at home against Utah and then on the road against Houston. Now, of course, you got to play the games, and we'll wait and see what pans out. But you definitely got to win those 2 series. And winning at least 1 or 2 of them in a sweep would go a long way to putting the Wildcats in the top 4 in the Big 12 moving forward. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Happening today, Arizona women's golf. So the NCAA Regionals, they're down in Lubbock, Texas right now for the NCAA Regionals. This was supposed to be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday tournament, but because of weather, they ended up moving the first round up to Sunday, and so it became a Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday event.
Cougars are not involved?
Cougars. Houston Cougars?
No, BYU.
BYU. Yeah, I would imagine not. This is This is the NCAA tournament. I don't even know if they play. I don't even know if they play golf, women's golf at BYU. I would have to look that one up, J-Dub. But clearly this is the NCAA. So they did not, if they do play women's golf, they did not make this particular NCAA regional. And so, you could definitely
I just was
do
making
that.
a joke about it. You said starting Sunday, and that means the BYU Cougars probably not represented.
Not there, no. So round 2 was wrapped up today, and the Wildcats right now, they shot today. They were 9 over par. They're currently 3rd at 26 over par. 1 shot inside the cut to make the NCAA championship. So right now, Wake Forest is sitting at even. Texas is at +8. Iowa State and Arizona State are at +26. And then you've got UC, you got to be in the top 4. I do believe it's the top 4 is how that works. UC Davis, Purdue, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Campbell, though, all within 3 shots of the Arizona Wildcats heading into the final round, which will be on Wednesday in Lubbock. So best of luck to those ladies. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Let's chat with Billy. You're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
What's up, guys? How you doing today, man?
Good, Billy. How are you?
Hey. Oh, I'm all right. I want some D-backs, and it's like I wear this team on my sleeve, man.
Okay.
Sometimes I can't watch them because I just get so upset when they're losing.
Well,
and,
hey, Billy, you know what?
They're underachieving right now, man.
Billy, real quick, I can't watch them at all. So there you go. Because I live on the north side.
Well, I got you, but it's like, all my sports, it's D-backs and U of A, okay?
Okay.
And it's just like, man, this team they put together in the off season, arguably maybe one of the best teams that they've had in a very long time. They're underachieving. They supposedly upgraded their coaching staff, which I feel like they've taken a step back. You got guys just not showing up like, they should be. They don't even really look like they're having that much fun. But my thing is like, okay, it's a long season, but it's a long season, then you miss the playoffs by 1 game, and then all these people talking about it's a long season are like, they evaporated, man. So it's not a long season, and these games count just as much as they do in the home run stretch. And it's like, Flores, great, man, but, like, it's time to bring Lawlar up, man. It's like I see Moreno. He's a great defensive catcher. His bat he's not the bat that I think they thought he had. And Castillo's sitting down in Reno straight raking. His D's not that great, but I would trade less D for some more offense. It's like, Hazen's a great GM, but it's like, what's he waiting for? We're in one of the best divisions in baseball. You keep losing games. They've, I think, won 1 extra inning game. I'm listening to Torrey today, and this guy's a broken record. You might as well just hit rewind and play and listen to what he's got to say, man. It's just frustrating, dude. It's like they've got all these great players. What are you waiting for? Like they're like, we want to bring Lawlar up when he's going to be a permanent player up in the bigs. I'm like, he will be right now because that dude is destroying AAA. I don't know how much you guys pay attention to Reno or AAA, but I'm just glued into like everything D-backs, and it's like that dude's ready to be up right now. They need a spark. They need a change. They need something. They're playing a brutal, brutal schedule right now, and it ain't going to get any easier. And it's like, dude, they need to call these guys up, man. It's, they're the only bright point has been when they had to bring up Tawa or whatever from the minors, man. And that dude is just a straight slugger, and Torrey's going to have to find a place for him because he does not need to go back down. Maybe he becomes your DH. Maybe he becomes your dude that plays second when Marte supposedly needs a day off. It's like,
I think that's one of the reasons why
I'm super frustrated, man.
I think that's one of the reasons he's still on the roster is because they do believe. I mean, he didn't go. They activated Cattell and they didn't send him back down, which a lot of people thought would happen.
Right.
He's still on the roster because he can provide you that power stroke off the bench.
Billy, how are the arms looking in Reno? Because right now the Diamondbacks are fourth in Major League Baseball in runs scored.
The arms in Reno.
So
the arms in Reno, they've brought a couple of those guys up.
Yeah,
I know
have.
y'all are laughing at me. You think I'm just, they brought these guys up. They have them up for a day and they send them back down. Diaz, Henry, they've got some good arms, man. I understand their bullpen's walking on eggshells right now, but it walks on eggshells every damn year because Hazen swears we're going to build the bullpen, this, that. And then what do? They don't do nothing. They get greedy that they got all these young, explosive outfielders, and it's like they should have traded McCarthy in the offseason. That guy, they could have got why his name was good in the offseason because he did have a good year last year. They could have got some good bullpen help. They've got pieces that they could have got rid of, but they wanted to stay greedy and keep all these young guys and be like, look what we got, but we're not going to do nothing with it. And now it's like, look where they're at now. I don't know. I was listening to you guys earlier talk a little D-backs. I'm like, all right, they didn't talk enough D-backs. I need to get on here and get some stuff off my chest, man. And I'm just frustrated that they are literally a top 5 team in the NL if they could pull their you-know-what together and get it dialed in, man.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I just don't know what it's going to take. I think
pitching,
calling up Lawlar is the number one thing right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Billy, we're going to talk some more Diamondbacks with Nick Picoro at about 5:20. I'll ask him specifically about Jordan Lawlar.
Lawlar,
yeah. We'll ask him about Lawlar. We'll ask him about Drew Jones and see what he has to say about some of these other prospects and if they're ready to be here in the desert contributing.
Well, I hear you, man. Something needs to happen. I don't know if you guys are D-backs fans or not, but it's just, man, it just is so tough to watch them right now, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be like, all right, when's the game start, man? These guys are just killing it, dude. Let's keep going. And it's like, dude, pretty soon they're going to be sitting there with the Rockies if they don't watch out.
Well, they're not that bad. Come on, Billy. They're not that bad. They're not that bad.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? How many times the Rockies beat them late in the season?
I know they're frustrating. They did. They went and won 2 out of 3 at Yankee Stadium. Then they went and won 2 out of 3 in Queens when the Mets were the best team in the league. But then you turn around and you kind of stink up the joint a little bit in Philadelphia. I obviously get the frustration and Billy.
They're losing a lot of extra inning games too, man.
Stay with us, Billy, because we talk more Diamondbacks than any other talk show here in town.
I feel you, dude. So. Thanks for getting me on, brother.
Absolutely. Call back anytime. 520-848-1290. All right. I mean, we're going to talk more Diamondbacks in the 5 o'clock hour. Nick Picoro will join us. Cricket, though, right now, a little bit late, but getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With collisions that are reported at Glen and Alvernon, Park Avenue at I-10, overturned vehicle on Park Avenue at I-10, Swan and Camp Lowell, and also a crash at Park Avenue and Drexel. At Oracle and Orange Grove, reports of traffic signals malfunctioning, backups on Oracle at Orange Grove. 56, the overnight low, 81 with a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, 71 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. At Cool Willie's Air, they help with any of your comfort needs, always keeping you warm. Trust the big guy. Contact Tucson's most respected heating experts, CoolWillies.com, where they're big enough to help and small enough to care. That's CoolWillies.com.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Our daughter was addicted to pain meds, and for over 2 decades, she was lost to us. We tried to help, but the more we tried, the worse it got. She went to 18 different rehabs. We finally realized that to really love her, we needed to let her go, even when that meant her going to jail. When she got out, she went to Gospel Rescue Mission, and as the days turned into months, we knew we had our daughter back.
If you need help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. It's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaskifications?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaskification, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaskification, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was, and even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Nikola Jokic last night had 42 points, 22 rebounds, and 6 assists to become the 4th player in NBA postseason history to record at least 40 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 assists in a game. The crazy part is these video game stat lines just feel normal at this point for the 3-time NBA MVP. And the thing I currently love the most about the Joker is the vocal role he's taken on since the firing of Mike Malone, and at times it looks like Denver has a player coach, which just further adds to his greatness. I'm Zach Gelb.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. In-store only, limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We had Billy check in on the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was talking about Jordan Lawler, who's down at AAA, who's having a pretty good start to the season down at AAA Reno this year. Shortstop, he was the number one pick, 6th overall. Back in 2021, Jordan's hitting .354 so far this season. 6 home runs, 30 RBIs, 12 stolen bases. He had a 12-game hitting streak. Recently, although he has gone hitless in his last 2 games, 0 for his last 9. So a little bit of a slump the last 2 games, but has been one of the more productive hitters in all of professional baseball this season. So a guy that, again, when you look at these situations, and they brought Jordan up for a little bit of a cup of coffee I believe it was last year that he came up for the first time and got his feet wet and did not necessarily perform all that well in his initial foray into the major leagues. It was actually 2 seasons ago. He came up and played the 14 games kind of at that end. I think there was an injury that year, if I'm not mistaken. They had an injury, and he came up in late July, August, I think, of that stretch run when the Diamondbacks were on their way to the World Series, and he only hit 129, and then he never got back up last year at all. No question that Jordan Lawler is getting closer to being ready to get to the big leagues. But I think right now, and this is how, and it's not just Mark Hazen. I think you have a lot of GMs that think that way. You build a club out of spring training, and you build it with veterans, and you're going to give those veterans every chance. And we'll ask Nick Picario about this in the 5 o'clock hour, because one of the questions on my list right now is, you're 18 and 17. And again, we're talking about 35 games. We're not even a quarter of the way to the season yet.
It was 18 and 22. Was their first 40 last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for the record, listeners, the Diamondbacks were 1 game over 500 in the first half last year and 16 over in the second half. So it's really that first half that kept them out of the playoffs.
Exactly. But you ask yourself, you look at this division right now, and again, it's early. But you knew the Dodgers were going to be good. You knew the Padres were going to be good. You knew those were the 2 teams that you were probably going to be, going back and forth with. But now you throw the Giants into that mix. The Giants are maybe a little bit better than I think most people thought. And you just ask yourself, and they have not played a lot of games yet in division, have the Diamondbacks. They're going to obviously get the Dodgers this weekend, and they'll start to be more games against the Padres and the Giants. But you ask yourself, based on what you've seen through 35 games, can this team keep up with those other 3 games, those other 3 teams? And I just don't know that they can. Based on the way that this team is built right now. And now, again, I think you got to take a lot of things in. And this is not an East Coast team. I think a lot of times in baseball, we have a tendency to say, well, guys have to get warmed up. You got to get into the warmer weather before guys start to play. Well, we don't necessarily have that situation out here. Now, you've had 2 East Coast trips, so you've played, I think, they've played at least 12 games. 12 of those 35 games have been played in the colder temperatures of the East Coast, and so maybe you are kind of fighting through that right now. Guys maybe aren't necessarily hot offensively the way you would like them to be. Perdomo's not necessarily, although he's kind of been up and down this season. Gino is hitting under 200 so far this season, but I don't know if I'm ready to panic. And I don't know if Jordan Lawler, if the time for Jordan Lawler is right this very second.
I mean, again, caller Billy said there's a lot of bats in AAA Reno that could come up and help the D-backs. But as I said, the Diamondbacks there's only 3 teams in major leagues who have scored more runs than the Diamondbacks through 40 games. They are the 4th best run-scoring team in baseball. They have the 5th worst ERA, 3.8. That's Brandon Pfaadt. Zach Gallen, 4.9.
Yeah.
Eduardo Rodriguez is at 5.9. And your cousin, Merrill Kelly, is at 4.06. That's their starters.
Yeah.
Corbin Burns is at 3.6, DK. So, again, I mean, I heard Billy talk a lot about bats. But to me, it's pretty obvious that they just need to get some guys go deep into ball games. Some quality starts would go a long way towards turning that record upside down.
How am I in first place in my league? I've got Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, and Brandon Pfaadt.
Must have got a lot of runs.
Yeah, my offense is not that bad, although we're starting off the week hitting 209, and I'm losing 8-2 right now, but it's only Tuesday. So
you know who else's offense is pretty good are your Cavs, currently 42-26.
This looks like the Miami Heat Cavaliers right now.
Yeah, Pacers have 11 turnovers. 11 turnovers and 32 points. So Cavs D coming up big.
There you go. I like it. I like it so far, but it's early. It's midway through the second quarter.
What was it, 10 points or more for Max Strus?
Yeah.
He's got 8.
He's got 8.
He's got 8 points with 6 minutes left in the first half.
I was gonna ask if we should take the 15 and turn that into a plus money bet.
Well, we didn't know at the time that they were going to be missing out on 2 starters and another rotation player, DeAndre Hunter. So
yeah, if you waited to the last minute, you probably could have taken the 15 for Max Strus and gotten at it. It was at plus 135, I think, when I looked, which is probably going to get you back about $14. But we've got it at minus 200 or something like that, which is only going to win us $6. But we'll take every $6 that we can get back because we're way in the hole so far this season. All right, we're going to talk more Diamondbacks in the 5 o'clock hour. Nick Piccaro will join us. We may also talk some Sugar Skulls. I don't know if you were at the game Saturday night. The Sugar Skulls beat the Rattlers. The Big Brothers to the north.
They scored more than 30.
They won it. I believe it was 42 to. They won 42-35. It was actually 36-35, and then the Rattlers, because they got late. The Sugar Skulls got a late field goal, and then the Rattlers tried one of those plays where they tossed the ball around, and they tossed it to the Sugar Skulls, and they ran it back for a touchdown with the clock expired.
In my mind, as much as we joke about it, they're undefeated when they score more than 30 points.
There you go. I mean, we should be very impressed with their defense because they're holding teams down. I mean, they've given up, I think San Diego, they gave up 50-plus points. But, I mean, they've had a number of games where they've held teams under, like you said, held them under 40. So, this team can defend, at least under Billy Back so far this season. So, we'll hear from the Sugar Skulls as well coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. DK on the Sports Tip, you're listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions that are reported at Grant and Tucson Boulevard and Grant Road, Glen and Alvernon Way, also collision Park Avenue at I-10. It's an overturned vehicle on Park Avenue at I-10. 56, the overnight low, 20% chance of rain, and 81 tomorrow and 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? How about fun Mother's Day gifts, all for under $15? Get low prices every day on unique finds before they're gone. In-store only at Macy's Backstage today. Find a location near you at macysbackstage.com. Off price, on trend, arriving daily.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Yeah, Goodfellas AC.
Hi, can I get a second opinion from you guys on something?
Of course. It's what we're here for.
So, my wife's brother claimed he'd done some AC repair before.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and now there's kind of a rope and pulley situation that opens the freezer door and a fan inside turns on to cool off the house.
Huh, very creative.
Really?
No, not at all. Next time, call us first, yeah?
Yeah.
Call Goodfellas AC for free estimates and second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live. When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. It's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaska vacations?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Your home for everything Arizona Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290, KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our program on this Tuesday. Arizona baseball coming up tonight. Wildcats and GCU, 7:05 first pitch. You'll hear it right here. 6:50 airtime. Brian Jeffries on the road down in the Valley. These two teams have split with each other this season, so this will be the rubber game of the 3-game non-conference series with the Lopes. We'll find out who's pitching coming up a little bit later. Arizona softball. Big award for Sydney Stewart. Let's hear a little bit of what Sydney Stewart did this past weekend as the U of A softball team went on the road and put together a 3-game sweep of the Houston Cougars.
Took the, a couple of 12-passenger vans, so that sounds pretty exotic.
This ball is absolutely crushed, and you can kiss it goodbye, folks. Sydney Stewart. Sky high, going back is Wilkins, and she just misses the robbery. It's a home run for Sydney Stewart.
Sydney Stewart, your Big 12 Player of the Week for the final week of the regular season. She was also D1 Softball Player of the Week, was Sydney Stewart. First time this season Stewart's been honored by the conference. She led the Wildcats to that sweep over the Houston Cougars, hit .714 last weekend for Arizona. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 2.389 OPS. That's pretty good. She had a slugging percentage of .571, which means her on-base percentage was 8.18. Pretty good for the junior catcher out of Southern California. Sydney Stewart has the Wildcats at the Big 12 tournament. They'll start play on Thursday. They'll await the winner of number 7, Central Florida, number 10, Utah. That game will be played on Wednesday, and then the winner of that game against number 2 seed Arizona on Thursday. 3 o'clock will be first pitch of that game. We'll have coverage of Arizona softball at Devon Park in Oklahoma City in the Big 12 tournament over on Freedom 1400 KTUC with Derek Palmer. We will talk with Derek tomorrow before he hops on the plane to head over to Oklahoma City for the calls of that game. So looking forward. Again, a single elimination tournament at the Big 12 for the ladies as well as the guys. So Thursday will be the quarterfinal round, Friday the semifinals, and Saturday morning will be the championship.
So what's the over-under on how many Roman numerals they'll have carved into the dirt and or maybe
painted
grass
into
of
the dirt
outfield.
or on the grass, the
Yeah.
outfield grass? Yeah, I don't know if they'll do that. I'll say 1. Maybe, because there'll be more than 1. I'll say 2 or 3. 2. I'll say 2. I'll say over 2. No, I'm sorry. No, we'll say 2. We'll say, over 2. So maybe 3. That's what I think.
I think
don't
some people
there'll
are
be
still a little seasick from the
from
postseason basketball tournament.
Yeah, I know you were having some issues with that.
No, I'm fine. I'm a graphic designer. I've spent 12 hours a day looking at computer screens since the 1980s. I just know the moire patterning, when the camera moves and you've got that static graphic style design on the court, it creates a moire pattern, which some people have issues with and can get a little bit seasick. It doesn't bother me at all. I just know I've heard from friends and read quite a lot of comments online from people who did have that sensation. Yeah.
There you go. So be careful if you're looking at all of that. But looking forward to the ladies at the Big 12 tournament for the first time coming up later this week. Again, all of those games, Friday, hopefully Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday for sure will be on KTUC Freedom 1400.
As I said yesterday, it's really cool because the College Softball National Hall of Fame, right, is blocks away from where they're playing. And how many Arizona Wildcats are represented in there, DK?
Quite a few.
A lot, right? The first Olympic team is definitely in there. There's so many people that could walk over and see some of the same names that they're there in Hillebrand, just a couple of blocks away at the Hall of Fame.
Jenny Finch, she popped up on my Instagram timeline today. Her oldest son is like already going to college. It's crazy. I was like, he's going to college already? He's a pitcher like his dad was. Her Jenny Finch's husband, Casey Daigle, pitched in Major League Baseball. He had a brief Major League career. Spent a bunch of time in professional baseball. Casey Daigle. Son Ace has signed to pitch at Blinn College. Blinn are known more for their football, but they've got some baseball there too. And so Ace Daigle is going to go there and play. Ace Daigle. Is there a better name for a pitcher than Ace? I like that. So we'll have to keep an eye on Ace Daigle and see where he goes from Blinn if he finds his way to
Are we sure he's not going to play tennis?
I don't think so. He may play tennis in his spare time, but he's definitely a pitcher. He's 6'8". He's 6'8". if again,
she's like 6'1", right?
Yeah, she was
Something
pretty
like
tall,
that, yeah.
right? And Casey, I think, was maybe like 6'4"ish. But if he probably, the reason he's probably not like, a highly sought after kid like a Division I kid is probably because he's still trying to figure out 6'8". If he ever figures that out on the mound, I mean, how many 6'8" pitchers have you seen? One, Randy Johnson, that was really, really good. If he can figure it out, man. He doesn't. I don't know. I have to see what his numbers are. I think right now is only throwing in the high 80s. But if he can come up and get into the 90s, you never know. I mean, 6'8" out there on the mound can be very, very intimidating. So we'll keep an eye on Ace Daigle and see where his career goes from here as he heads over to Blinn College. I think that's in Kansas, if I'm not mistaken, Blinn.
Yeah,
Something like
I think that sounds right.
All right, I mentioned that the Sugar Skulls won on Saturday. Let's hear that game-winning field goal by the Sugar Skulls in their game on Saturday night.
4 seconds left. Macias, 28-yard field goal try to win the game. It's up, and it's good! And the Sugar Skulls have upset the defending IFL champion, Arizona Rattlers.
That's Pat Paris with the call. Pat Paris, the main news anchor over at KGUN 9 here in Tucson, who also does play-by-play for the Tucson Sugar Skulls.
Is that called moonlighting?
Yeah, that is moonlighting for sure. Pat used to be the network. He used to be kind of like the Todd. What's Todd's last name that does the Diamondbacks? Todd. I can't remember his name that quickly. He used to be the Todd for the Cardinals back in the day when I was doing games in the minor leagues for the Cardinals. He was there pregame. Todd Walsh.
Yeah,
he used to be the Todd Walsh of the Cardinals before he decided to come back home and be a news guy. So he does the play-by-play. He's been doing it pretty much ever since the inception of the team. He's been their play-by-play guy on their TV broadcast.
Spida just spided all
just
over.
Just dunked on somebody.
Mr. Turner.
59-49 Cavaliers. Late.
They call it the Scorpion, where you bring it way back like that. Like that's basically his signature. I remember like his rookie year, first couple of games up there in Salt Lake City, you would see Donovan Mitchell cock that ball back like that and dunk on people. So yeah, that's not something that Miles Turner or Siakam want to show their families.
No. So that was actually, we mentioned it earlier. So Kevin Macias hit the go-ahead field goal there, but there ended up being 1 second left, so they had to kick off, and then there was the craziness of the Rattlers trying to throw the ball around and the Sugar Skulls intercepting it and then going for the touchdown. Big game, though, for quarterback Jorge Leyva. Let's hear one of his top plays in the game. Jorge Leyva threw a 30-yard touchdown pass to Larry Harrington in that ball game, and it was one of several touchdown passes that he threw. I think he ended the game with 4 touchdown passes on the ball game. And let's hear from Jorge. See that touchdown by Jorge Reyna.
Reyna, blitz coming, throws wide open is Harrington, and that's a Tucson Sugar Skulls touchdown.
Here we go.
The beauty of this indoor game, you're one play away from the end zone.
Exactly. That is the beauty of indoor football. Just that quickly, when you're on your own 5, you can be in the end zone. The Sugar Skulls have had a number of quarterback issues due to injuries, but they were able to sign Jorge Reyna, and he has been a pretty good addition for them. Coincidentally, the same day they signed Jorge Reyna was when they also signed Larry Tripp Harrington, who he threw that touchdown pass there too. So a couple of guys. I mean, because Harrington is actually a quarterback himself, but can play in multiple positions. So he's been playing a lot of the wide receiver since coming here. But if needed, Larry Harrington would be your backup quarterback to Jorge Reyna. Let's hear from Jorge Reyna after the win over the big brother Arizona Rattlers.
Grateful, but initial reactions is on offense we need to be way better. This is more of a team win. Our defense put us on their back, but on offense, there's too many plays that were miscommunicated, and we weren't on sync, and that's on me. But we're going to celebrate this win, and tomorrow we'll get back on the drawing board.
So beating an undefeated team like the Rattlers, do you feel like you guys made a statement today, considering everything we've gone through this year?
Oh, man. Especially, you mean the undefeated last year's championship team? Yeah. No, it helps us a lot, especially understanding our history last year, and it's a big morale boost and gets everybody going. Okay, we got something, and let's get this train going.
How much of a challenge was it to deal with the pass rush early on in the game?
They did a great job. I credit Kevin Guy for the schematics that he comes up with. He not just the rush, but giving it from different. Not, oh my God, not. Yeah, let me restart that one. That was these guys. The schematics of Kevin Guy. He just attacks you from every place. So it's really, I understand there's only 3 men rushing, but you don't know where they're coming from. However, our offensive line, they picked it up really well. I did some bonehead plays and got into the way and got sacked. But again, it's on me again.
So what was going through your mind during the final minute of the game?
Just telling these guys how much I appreciate them, how much I love them, how great of a challenge for the offense to endure against the Arizona Rattlers, the last year's champs, and drive down a minute with new guys. This is what we play for. It's fun.
So what do you think was the key to your victory tonight?
Our defense, our special teams, they picked up the slack. They covered good. They didn't allow no touchdowns. Our defense came about with 4 or 5 stops. That's humongous here, and we weren't able to capitalize on offense, which is, again, that's my fault.
That kickoff that put you all within 10 yards of the end zone, that was a huge play for you guys. How much thought did that guy give you guys?
What do you mean?
Like how much momentum do you think it might have given you when Gracie got the
yes. It was amazing. Again, that's why I am frustrated, because we didn't capitalize on that momentum. Where we had 2 opportunities to get touchdowns, got called back by silly mistakes. It's on me, and we need to fix that.
Jorge Reyna, 4 touchdown passes in that game on Saturday as the Sugar Skulls beat the Rattlers 42-35. They're now 2-3 on the season. We were talking about their defense, and he called out the defense for their play. They gave up 56 in that loss to Arizona at the beginning of the season, but since then, they have allowed 28, 24, 22, and 35. So they've had 4 straight games in which they've held their opponents to under 35 points. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, 35 is a low-scoring, arena football game.
Yeah.
So if you're holding teams under 35, as long as your offense isn't turning the ball over 6 times, you got a great chance to win.
And Larry Harrington, who we mentioned, 8 catches for 61 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was 2 pretty good late season pickups, or late in the early part of the season, to get both of those guys on this roster, and they've both been pretty good contributors. If you missed last week our interview with Drew Dixon, who was also on the roster for the Tucson Sugar Skulls, head on over right now to our website, wildcatsradio1290.com, or you can download our app. You can find that interview with Drew Dixon either of those places. Drew had 3 catches for 30 yards in the contest on Saturday night. You can stay connected on our Wildcats Radio 1290 app. You can listen to all the Arizona Wildcats play-by-play, including tonight's baseball game. Download the app. It is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions, and when we are out at the ballpark on Friday night, we'll be there again. Show the app on your phone to my team, my street team, and they will show you and tell you how you can enter for a chance to win $100. We're going to talk some Diamondbacks. Keep talking Diamondbacks. Nick Picaro will join us next. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported Grant and Alvernon. Alvernon and Grant Road, a collision, also road work at that intersection. Park Avenue at I-10, that was an earlier overturned vehicle on Park Avenue at I-10. 56, the overnight low, 81 with a 20% chance of rain tomorrow and 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. At Cool Willie's Plumbing, they'll help you with drain cleaning, water treatment, sewer repairs, and replacements. Trust the big guy. Contact Tucson's most respected plumbing experts at coolwillies.com, where they are big enough to help and small enough to care. That's coolwillies.com. coolwillies.com.
Arizona baseball is on the hunt for a Big 12 championship.
Up the middle, that'll go through for a base hit. White scores, Guzman around third. He is headed home.
Catch all the action with Brian Jeffries right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-298-9532. 800-298-9532. Again, that's 800-298-9532.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-447-7755. That's 800-447-7755. Once again, that's 800-447-7755.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively the Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports.
Caitlin Clark returned to her college arena at Iowa over the weekend. The basketball superstar and her Indiana Fever squad played an exhibition game against the Brazilian national team. Around 15,000 fans packed the sold-out stadium in Iowa City to watch number 22 in her homecoming. Clark, the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year, finished with 16 points and 5 assists in limited time. While the Fever won in a blowout, the day was really more about Clark returning to the place where she rose to national prominence.
Something about this gym, just makes me play well, and these shoes, I don't know. So there's something about it, but I just, a lot of gratitude, and just, these are the moments that, you never take for granted, and you kind of just want to stay in for forever.
The Indiana Fever are back in action on Saturday for another preseason game against the Atlanta Dream. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Olivia Harlan-Decker on Westwood One.
Count on Kohl's for those special gifts Mom deserves this Mother's Day. Inspire her inner chef with must-haves for her kitchen, wellness essentials for her fitness routine, and jewelry for her perfect night out. Plus, you can save 15% on some of your finds and earn Kohl's cash. Find Mom's perfect gift in time for Mother's Day at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer valid through May 11th. Kohl's cash and coupons do not apply to Sephora. Exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for more details.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona Diamondbacks back home this week. Big series against the best team in baseball, the New York Mets, and then that'll be followed up by the defending World Series champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Things did not get off to a great start on Monday night. Diamondbacks losing the first game of the homestand and series to the Mets by 1 run. They had to make a pitching change to the starter before the game even started. Let's talk some Diamondbacks baseball. Diamondbacks Download. It's Nick Picoro joining us from the Arizona Republic. He has been on the Diamondbacks beat for the last 18 years. And Nick, first, let's start with the fact that Corbin Burnes was supposed to get the nod to open the homestand, but some issues there shoulder-wise. Ryan Nelson stepped in. I understand, though, Corbin did do some tossing of the baseball yesterday. What's that looking at right now for Corbin Burnes?
Yeah, I wasn't out there yesterday, but my understanding was he threw a bullpen session, and they're hopeful that it's just one start down. I don't know. It's obviously a little bit scary anytime, a guy that you just poured $210 million into, that you invested that much into, comes down with any sort of arm-related issue. But, they seem to be pretty convicted that it's not anything too serious, and that, they're kind of getting out ahead of it, as they like to say. And, it'll be all systems go, and he's back in the rotation on Saturday against the Dodgers. We'll see, and we'll see how he looks. I mean, he hasn't thrown bad. He hasn't thrown poorly so far this season. He also just hasn't quite been his normal dominant self. So we'll see. Maybe just one skip, a chance to kind of get things refreshed in there. Maybe that does the trick. We'll see.
Yeah, let's hope this doesn't maybe end up being another situation like, struggling to find some consistency with Jordan Montgomery that was last season, obviously, and then leading to him having to go on the DL. The Diamondbacks, I guess you could say, really haven't had a lot of have had some unfortunate situations with pitching this year. Kevin Ginkel had to start the year on the disabled list, but he is back now. A.J. Puck, obviously, is going to be out long-term, potentially for the rest of the season. Justin Martinez has had to go on the IL. There's a lot of uncertainty in this bullpen right now. How do you think this is going to play out over the next several weeks, and how these roles are going to be defined by Torey Lovello and company?
Well, I don't know exactly. It seems like there's a handful of guys that he trusts in those late inning situations. Ginkel is back, as you mentioned. Shelby Miller has kind of emerged out of nowhere. A couple other guys have kind of come out of nowhere in a sense. A guy named Juan Murillo, who has a 99 mile an hour fastball, and a lefty named Jalen Beeks, who, he's been a big leaguer for several years now, bounced around a little bit, didn't make the Astros opening day roster, and wound up signing with the Diamondbacks right before the start of the season, and he's been terrific. So it seems like they've got some options to kind of, weather this storm, so to speak, and they are expecting to get A.J. Puck back at some point. I don't think they're thinking Justin Martinez's situation is going to keep him out long term, but look, I mean, these are big open questions for the time being. These are guys that have had some issues with their throwing arms. So until they get back out there and kind of demonstrate that they're the guys they were before, it's going to be a wait and see situation.
Nick Pecoro is joining us. Writes the Arizona Diamondbacks beat for the Arizona Republic. Has been on the beat since 2007. Diamondbacks at home this week with the Mets and the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're talking about the bullpen right now. You mentioned Jalen Beeks, who's bounced around, had 9 saves a few seasons ago for the Colorado Rockies. But I think maybe the bigger surprise is Shelby Miller. Was it anticipated that he would be a guy that would kind of be high leverage at the back end of this bullpen?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I think when they signed him, they expected he was going to make this team, but I think there were probably 4 or 5 names ahead of him that you would have thought were going to be getting these late inning opportunities. He showed up in spring training and has just been dominant, really, ever since the start of camp. He had a little bit of a hiccup, I guess, on Sunday in Philadelphia. Gave up a home run to Kyle Schwarber, gave up another run on a few base hits in a row after that. So he's going to be looking to bounce back, I suppose, from that outing. That was really the first time we've seen any type of, crack in the armor. But he just looks like a totally different guy from the last time that he was in Arizona. Obviously part of that just a disaster of a trade. There's really no other way to put it when they traded Dansby Swanson and some other players to get Shelby, thinking that he was going to step in at the top of their rotation right alongside Zach Greinke. And it just didn't work out. He struggled bad and, kind of went his way and, went a different direction and wound up landing back here in Arizona.
We're talking with Nick Pecoro from the Arizona Republic on your Diamondbacks download. Obviously, Ketel Marte back in the lineup now, much needed all-star for the Diamondbacks. Surprised, though, I guess, at least I was surprised, they decided to keep Tim Tawa and not send him back down. What do you think's the plan there? Do they think that he could be a full-season utility style, or what were the reasons they decided to keep him on the roster?
Yeah, I think a few things. I mean, first of all, he swung the bat pretty well, put together pretty good at bats, showed a little bit of power, and I think he, as a right-handed hitter, adds a little bit of, something off the bench. I think you look at that lineup. There's some times where they could maybe be a little bit susceptible to left-handed pitching. Certainly late in games against certain types of, tough relievers. It'd be nice to have that weapon coming off the bench. He can, they think he can go out and play some center field. He hasn't really done it yet at the big league level. He played a lot of outfield in the minors, so they're hoping to kind of get him up to speed and get him back out there. But yeah, I think he's going to end up being an option against left-handed pitching, including getting some starts in center field.
Let's go back to what happened last night in the 9th inning. A lot of conversations about the call of Alek Thomas being out at second base. It looked like on review that might have been a misplay, but the call was upheld. A lot of fans were very upset about that because obviously that was you put the tying run potentially in scoring position to be able to extend the game, and it didn't happen. What was your perspective on that last night?
Yeah, I mean that was it looked to me like he probably was going to be safe on review. I guess they just didn't have the camera angle that showed it definitively. And I think that if he had gotten the call to start, they wouldn't have overturned it the other way. So it was just kind of a tough break to begin. He didn't get a very good jump you gotta go back to that. It looked like he didn't get a great jump, and he he still almost beat it, but yeah, just a tough break for them, I feel like.
You look at this offense, Nick, and Eugenio Suarez has kind of been all or nothing so far through the first 6 weeks of this season. One of the best power hitters in the game, but not doing a whole lot else. What are they trying to do to kind of figure out and get him more consistently going offensively?
I mean, I think they're hoping it just kind of, comes together the way that it did last year. He's certainly not off to a very consistent start this year, but it's a lot better than it was for the first 3 months of last season. His average was still under 200. He wasn't hitting for much power. And then he just turned it on and was one of the best hitters in baseball the last 3 months of the season. So, it's a little bit early to start panicking, but, you do kind of wonder if he doesn't get it going. You've got a guy in Jordan Lawler down in Reno who's swinging one of the hottest bats of anybody in the minors. And I think they'd love to find a place for him to play. But, they don't want to give up, I don't think, on Suarez quite yet. I mean, he carried their offense for the second half last year. He was incredible. And like you said, I mean, it's not that he hasn't provided anything. There's still been a lot of power. It just hasn't been a very consistent offensive approach so far.
Obviously, I think a lot of people knew that you were going to be dealing with a very good, the defending champions, obviously the Dodgers, who were going to be very good coming in. San Diego was not going to be any less than what we saw last year. I think maybe a few people are surprised at what we've seen from San Francisco through these first, just under 40 ball games. Is there any concern right now that the Diamondbacks just might not have enough to contend with these three other teams in the West? And what do you think potentially might happen in the next 6 weeks or so if they continue to be right around 6 to 7 games behind? Do you think that we might see them start to go in a different direction and maybe unload some veterans? I mean, not necessarily a full fire sale, but make some moves to better line themselves for the future?
I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, you're talking about a team that's running a franchise record payroll, high expectations this year, really, really expecting to be a contender. I think it would take probably a lot more than just sort of being on the periphery of the race for them to start selling off guys. I don't know. I mean, I do think there's some questions about the rotation. It just hasn't really performed the way that they've thought, although we have seen some signs that maybe things are trending in the right direction there. And obviously questions in the bullpen, which we talked about, but you hope that with some guys coming back that turns around. I think, though, that more or less, like, teams been right there with a lot of these other clubs. It's not like they're getting boat raced or anything by anybody. They went 3-3 on that road trip through New York and Philadelphia. There's a few games there they lost. They could have easily won a couple games, I should say. So I don't know. I'm not like overly pessimistic about things at the moment. I still think they have a really talented roster. We're just a month, 5 weeks or so into the season. Got to let things play out, see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, I think if they were to fall out of it and they have the opportunity to cut some costs, they would. And like I mentioned Lawler earlier, maybe there's a way to open up playing time for him to get into the lineup and also for them to save money and maybe land a prospect or two in the same move. That would make some sense to me.
Nick, two prospects I want to ask you about. If you have a knowledge, update us on right now where Drew Jones is in terms of his development. And I was surprised to see our young man from Nogales, Demetrio Crisantis, is at least in one prospect ranking is highly considered in the top 10 right now in the Diamondbacks system.
Yeah, well, starting with Drew, I just think it's going to be a work in progress. I think that he has a lot of high-end tools. I think he's a really good defender. He has a good arm. He throws well. And I think that, the strength and the bat-to-ball ability is there for him to be an impact hitter. It's a matter of kind of finding consistent mechanics and kind of learning how to impact the ball a little bit more than he has. It's a lot of weak contact, a lot of ground balls, a lot of balls to the right side. I think he just needs to learn how to really put a charge in balls consistently and drive it to the pull side. It could be one of those things like it's going to be an overnight type of thing with Drew. yeah, Crisantes is one of the better pure hitters in the minors. He really came on. I think it's been a question of health for him, and that's been the case going back to high school. He had a Tommy John surgery, and then had to have it redone. Basically, I don't know if it was performed poorly, if he didn't rehab correctly, or whatever. But it was a thing that held him back early in his career, and he's shown since he's gotten out there in pro ball that he can hit. He just puts the bat to the ball, finds holes, hits line drives all over the place. The question really is just going to be, where is he going to fit defensively? The arm, again, that's kind of a big question in terms of where his fit is going to be. And, I kind of look at him and see a guy that reminds me a little bit of Wilmer Flores. Just one of those guys that just has a knack for hitting. And, you look up and 10 years later, Wilmer's bouncing around the big leagues and, isn't really an impact player necessarily, in part because he isn't a great defender. But that's kind of what Crisantes looks like to me. I think if he can shore up his defense and find a home and be a guy that you can count on every day defensively, we could be looking at an even better player.
He is Nick Picoro. He is the longtime beat writer for the Arizona Diamondbacks at the Arizona Republic, azcentralsports.com. You can find him on the Twitter at Nick Picoro. That is Pie, P-I-E, Coro, C-O-R-O. Nick, hey, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us, and look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Hey, yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
Nick Picoro writes the Diamondbacks beat. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported at La Cañada and River Road, Mission near Silver Lake, Speedway and Stone Avenue, Grant Road and Alvernon, and earlier an overturned vehicle on Park Avenue at I-10. And 56, the overnight low, 20% chance of rain, and 81 tomorrow, 69 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm Ryan Horvath, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. The second round of the NBA playoffs are here, and we got a great matchup between the Celtics and Knicks. Boston rocked New York during the regular season, going 4-0 against them in the playoffs. I don't expect much to change. The Celtics to win the series in 5 games. The gentleman's sweep is plus 200, and I like that bet. I'm Ryan Horvath. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. It's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaskifications?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaskification, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaskification, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
Stars are shining down on Goldberg and Osborne. The Eagle has more than 2,200 5-star Google reviews from across Arizona. Like these.
They go that extra mile to let you know they care. A wonderful experience.
They treat their clients like family, and their professionalism is the best in the business.
They made sure I got a great offer. Like a bulldog, they fought for me.
Well said, everyone. After any accident, remember, the bird is the word. Visit Goldberg and Osborne at 1-800-THEEAGLE.com.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on.
Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Don't miss out on any of the action
Throw to first, double play, and the inning is over.
as the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
Mikalakis hits it deep to right field. Does that have enough carry? I think it does. It is out of here. A 3-run home run. Settles underneath it, makes the catch. That is the inning, and that is the ball game. And the Wildcats get the win.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats Athletic, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text CUT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text CUT to 42424. That's CUT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute. At one point last night, it felt like the New York Knicks were going to lose by 40 points, but Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby then started the charge on a 20-point comeback and probably should have won the game in regulation. And in overtime, the Knicks' big offseason acquisitions of Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns were phenomenal to secure the stunning Game 1 victory. Let's also not forget to throw some respect on Tom Thibodeau's name because the defensive substitutions were sensational and a big reason why the Boston Celtics didn't win Game 1. I'm Zach Gelb.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We are about an hour away from Arizona baseball. Wildcats on the road for their final non-conference game of the season. They have been really good in the midweek, as it's known in college baseball. Arizona this year 9-1 in midweek games. That one loss came to the Grand Canyon Antelopes. This will be the rubber game of the series. Arizona won down here. Grand Canyon won up there. Second of the three games on the road in Phoenix. 7:05 first pitch tonight. Coverage begins in about an hour, 6:50 with Brian Jeffries. We will not have an extended show today. Sometimes we do that and extend the show through to when Brian starts. We will not be doing that today. So you'll have JR Sport Brief coming up here at the top of the hour. And then Brian Jeffries at 6:50. Bryce McKnight gets the start for the Arizona Wildcats tonight. 1-0 record, 3.60 earned run average. He'll be opposed by Chance Key for the Antelopes. Chance Key 1-4 on the year as a starting pitcher, 8.55 earned run average. Final midweek game, and then Utah will come to town for the weekend. Senior weekend coming up this weekend at High Corbett Field with games Friday, Saturday night, and then Sunday at noon. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We have got another sweet deal for you coming up this week. I hope you got in on Guadalajara last week. If you did not get in on Guadalajara last week, you can get in on Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina this week. Same deal, 8:30 a.m. Friday morning, WildcatsRadio1290.com. A $50 gift certificate gets you, a $50 gift certificate you can get for just $25. Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina, inspired by Tucson and Latin lifestyle and culture. It is nothing like you've ever seen here in Tucson. Located at the northeast corner of Oracle and Wetmore, next door to Tucson More. Check them out at Tesoro Tucson, Tesoro, Tucson.com. Experience this vibrant restaurant and cantina Tuesday through Sunday. They're closed on Mondays. You can dine on unique and savory dishes influenced by multiple Spanish and Latin countries, brought fresh to your table. They've got food and drink specials every day, including happy hour, which has gotten underway Tuesday through Friday. Happy hour, $5 Tito's tequila. I didn't know Tito's had tequila. That Tito's was vodka. They got tequila too? Even better. $5 Tito's tequila. Or maybe that's Tito's vodka and tequila. I don't know. You'll have to find out when you get there. Also, tacos with that. $5 Tito's tequila and tacos every Tuesday through Friday. They've also got live music on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Check it out, Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina. It is a sweet deal. $50 gift certificate for just $25. You can get it starting Monday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com. Don't be late because the Guadalajara sweet deals, I understand, sold out real quick. 8:30 in the morning, and there weren't many left, if any, by 9 o'clock Friday morning. So get your sweet deal coming up this particular Friday. Time now for your Desert Diamond Casino replay. It is brought to you by the Desert Diamond Casino Sportsbook, and it is Arizona's best bet. We had a chance to catch up with Sean Barta from Pima Baseball earlier in the show. The Aztecs will be taking on South Mountain on the road in the Region 1 Division 2 Championship Series, which begins on Thursday down in the Valley. Sean Barta is from Colorado. He had the game-winning walk-off single in the regional semifinals to complete a 2-game sweep of Paradise Valley. And I asked him a little bit about his game playing outfield for the Pima Aztecs.
Yeah, I'd like to consider myself a fast, twitchy outfielder. I have a strong arm, and I pride my reads and my jumps in the outfield. I'm never afraid to lay out and make a play for my team. I can cover quite a bit of ground, and I'm really confident in my ability to throw guys out. And on the offensive side, yeah, I can do some damage and come up clutch when my guys need it the most.
Now, you're committed to the U of A, if I'm not correct. I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So now, were they in the mix before you decided to come to Pima? Was that one of the reasons maybe, this is a school that's looking at me? Maybe if I get a little closer, that might help seal the deal? How did that whole aspect of it play out?
So, yeah, I wasn't in contact with them in high school, but I knew that Pima had good connections with them, and U of A was kind of a dream school of mine since I was little. So I was like, hey, if I go to Pima, I have a good shot.
Now, why is that? Why was U of A dream school for you?
I've just always loved Arizona, loved the warm weather, and just the history of that program is it's awesome. I love it.
Now, Colorado, being in Colorado, do you guys, in terms of high school or travel ball, do you guys get a chance to come out here and play much in Arizona?
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest hot spots for us Colorado kids to come out and play, especially, when the weather's not very good out there. So I'd say I came out here the most when I was, younger and coming up through my travel days.
That was Sean Barta from Pima Baseball. It is your Desert Diamond Casino replay, and it's brought to you by the Desert Diamond Casino Sportsbook. It is Arizona's best bet. Again, Sean and the Aztecs will be on the road at South Mountain. Game 1 of that best-of-3 series will be Thursday. Game 2 on Friday. Game 3, if necessary, on Saturday for the Region 1 Division 2 championship. Best of luck to the Aztecs. All right, before we get out of here, we are in the postseason for high school athletics. And, in fact, we've got our Priscilla Mugwa right now. She was out a little bit earlier. This game has just gone final. She was out at Micah Mountain High School today in Division 4 softball. The Micah Mountain Thunderbolts fall at home to the Sahuarita Mustangs 6-0. So Sahuarita, the 5 seed in Conference 4A, advances now to round 3. And Micah Mountain, it is double elimination, so Micah Mountain's still alive. They'll have to come back through the losers bracket. The number 2 seed in Conference 4A is South Point Catholic. They are playing at home this evening at 6 o'clock against Walden Grove. So a couple of local teams will be hooking it up there as well. Another final also in on the softball side in Conference 5A. This is second round action. Canyon Del Oro at home today. They're the number 3 seed. Knocks off AZ College Prep by a score of 2-1. So CDO moves on to the next round where they could face Cienega. Cienega is the 2 seed. They're on the road to Canyon View. No update yet on that game. It started at 4. But if Cienega wins, then we'll have a Cienega CDO matchup coming up in the next round. And so local high school softball teams and baseball teams trying to get on that road to state tomorrow. A big one. Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock over at Empire High School. Empire is the number 1 seed in Conference 3A. They're going to host Sabino. I don't know if you've ever been to a Sabino Empire softball game, but it does not get any better. I'm just telling you, it does not get any better than Sabino versus Empire. Sabino, the 8 seed, Empire, the 1 seed. They're going to play tomorrow. Empire, the defending champions in Conference 3A. They probably could have a whole lot more titles if Sabino hadn't been standing in their way for a number of years. So it does not get any better than these 2 schools in the postseason. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m., get out to Empire High School if you want to see one of the best softball rivalries here in southern Arizona. The winner likely to get Tanca Verde in the state semifinals up in Phoenix. That would be on Friday night. That's going to wrap up our show for today. I'd like to thank Nick Picoro from the Arizona Republic up in Phoenix for joining us from the Diamondbacks beat, giving you your download. Sean Barta from Pima Baseball. For J.W. Madden. For Cricket. Dragon Ball had the day off, but he'll be on your baseball game tonight producing. My name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, 3 o'clock, right here, DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With collisions reported Swan and Fort Lowell, La Cañada and River Road, Mission near Silver Lake, and also Stone Avenue and Speedway Boulevard. And there are some slowdowns on westbound Ajo at Mission. 56, the overnight low, 81 tomorrow and 70 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Hey, honey, we should probably take flowers to the Johnsons. Let's see who's open. Nothing nearby.
We're right here. Can he seriously not see us?
No, he can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local florists. Get a boost. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Former MLB All-Star Sean Casey, a.k.a. The Mayor, keeps hitting it out of the park.
Take my 30 years of experience. Take the wisdom and knowledge that I've learned from the failures when I got sent down my rookie year, all the injuries I had to overcome. Your mind is the most important tool you have in life. Be relentless. Keep charging. It matters how you talk to yourself, how you look at the world. That matters. We talk about that. I don't know. I'm fired up. Baseball's back, and it's going to be incredible. I love it.
The Mayor's Office with Sean Casey from Believe.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Your home for U of A football.
Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Arizona.
Men's basketball.
Midcourt. Shot is up. Good.
And baseball.
Here comes the winning run. And the Cats have won it.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, Goodfellas AC.
Hi, can I get a second opinion from you guys on something?
Of course. It's what we're here for.
So, my wife's brother claimed he'd done some AC repair before.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and now there's kind of a rope and pulley situation that opens the freezer door and a fan inside turns on to cool off the house.
Huh, very creative.
Really?
No, not at all. Next time, call us first, yeah?
Yeah.
Call Goodfellas AC for free estimates and second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Honey, our yard looks like a jungle. It's full of weeds, and the neighbors are complaining, you know.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using just doesn't work. Not to mention, I don't have the time.
You know, it's not just the weeds. I'm also seeing ants, and the spider, a scorpion. I saw a scorpion, and I think there's a pack rat living in the garage.
I get it.
It's scary.
I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today and get rid of them all.
You're the best, honey.
University Termite and Pest Control. Locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
The Arizona weather is hard on your heating and cooling system. One day you're running your heat at full blast. The next day we're running our air conditioning. Good news, Rightway is running a $59 complete system tune-up. We'll come out and tune up both your AC and furnace from top to bottom for just $59. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your air conditioning system. We'll even include a complimentary refrigerant leak check at no charge. Call or text Rightway at 520-640-2665 for your $59 tune-up special.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance is a one-stop resource you can choose.